what's up, guys? My name is Kevin Davis. Welcome back to a new episode of Kevysie Fate. Well, this podcast, we talk about mental health and still have fun and nerd out. And I'm going to switch things up this time as we're about to review some movies because we have some things to vent and some things to like. So, today's guest for this new part of the podcast I'm movie reviewing is the big dog himself from Big Dog Inc., Tom Hutchison. What's up, brother?
How are you? How are you? It's like I haven't seen you in 48 hours.
Right, totally. I totally did not see you like this past Friday on live stream, like at all. And
Yeah,
welcome to
but
my
I
secondary
can't
podcast.
I can't give up a chance to talk movies and stuff. So
Heck yeah,
I
man.
was like, oh, Sunday, let's just do that. That's fine.
Heck yeah, man. Well, welcome to my secondary podcast. In this podcast, we talk about mental health a bit too, but it's the same thing as my live stream where we still have fun, and just nerd out and just be ourselves, like I told you on the live stream.
hmm
Well, first,
Well, I mean, nerding out is for us. I mean, for the nerds. I mean, everybody's a nerd one way or another. But
yep, most definitely.
for the sort of the understood nerd culture, I mean, that is part of mental health, is just sort of being able to drift in and out of the things that you like. And
Agreed.
and as I always say on my shows, when I do my own shows or on anybody else's and we're talking about movies and stuff, always remember that it doesn't matter what you like or don't like whatever you want. Whatever we say today is irrelevant. If we like what you like, great. If we don't like what you do like, it doesn't matter. Like what you like anyway. We just everybody's got opinions and everybody's got points of view and thought processes, and that's kind of the fun part to me about comics and movies and TV and whatever, is that it's
Oh
all
yeah.
art, and
Hmm.
all art is subjective to people in their
Oh
own
yeah.
experience and and all of that. So we'll have some fun, but just don't ever take it personally. Like, we're not
At
pissing
all.
on you if we
Yeah.
don't like something, right? That's just
Exactly.
us. It's just us. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. And like,
And
but
yeah,
put that
have some fun.
disclaimer on here right quick. I'm like, we're not bashing you for
That's
liking a
right.
movie we don't like.
That's
It's
right.
like we are. I was like, we're
That's right.
all human. We're supposed to be different in the first place.
That's right.
So
That's right. If we all like the same stuff and that's
it'll
all
be
we liked,
boring.
it would be a very boring world.
It'll
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
very
Yeah. Yeah.
freaking boring.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, I told you on my live stream, I watch your I see everything you post about movie reviews. So I'm very excited now that I can talk to you about it now. Um,
It's been funny. It's generated a hashtag for people that are into that stuff. Hashtag Tom hates everything. It's not a regularly used thing, but it has become a thing. Like, people are like, oh,
yeah,
Tom hates everything, but which is not true. Which is not true. But I mean, just the idea. That's the funny part is whenever I grab like Blu-rays or something at a store or whatever, I always post them. I'm like, oh, I got like all these Blu-rays.
yeah.
Hashtag Tom hates everything, and yet somehow my Blu-ray collection is still growing and
Oh
is
yeah.
hyper eclectic and whatever. But yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's fine. I lean into it again. Like, I don't treat it like it's people ragging on me for it. But it is interesting that I always get more reaction to when I don't like something than when I'm like, oh, this is so great, you guys have to go see this, like crickets. But when I'm like, oh, Last Jedi is terrible, like the world
Yeah.
opens
The
up
whole
their doors
world just
and
comes
comes
out.
for me.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. And just today when I saw your post about Blade Trinity, we're gonna start with this movie because I saw it today.
Sure, yeah, it's
Blade
fresh
Trinity,
in my brain, man.
where you brought up saying that that was a cut, like a cut ending about a werewolf at the end. Like I never knew about that part
I didn't
at
either.
all.
I didn't either. I've seen
What
this
what
movie.
was this? What was the scene? Because I never
So
knew about
basically, I was going through. I had finished the movie.
it. Okay.
Um, I had just let the credits run because I was on my phone, and I just let the credits run and listen to music. There was an end credit scene, nothing of significance. It just
Oh,
showed
okay.
Blade back in his car, and he drives off. Right, that was the end scene. So it's
Okay.
it's insignificant. Um, but I was like, okay, whatever. And then like it flashed back to the like your I don't know what they call it, where you can like push play or see
The
this
menu.
secret,
The
see the
menu.
stuff, you know. And I was
The
like, oh,
menu.
there's extra stuff. Let me click on the
Yeah.
extra stuff, commentaries and whatever. And then I'm just flipping through, and it says alternate ending, and I was like, what? I've never in my lifetime, I've owned this on DVD in multiple places. I've never in my life heard that there's an alternate ending.
Wow.
Or am I just not remembering it? So I click on it, and instantly, I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm like, I've never seen this before in my life. So it has Hannibal King,
Okay.
and the dude that they pick up, the driver. Like they're walking into a casino. It's like 6 months later. It says 6 months later,
Okay.
Hannibal King and this guy walk into a casino. They start punching people. Like, okay, whatever. And walking through the casino, talking about stuff. Just nonsensical. It's not, what are we doing? And then Abigail comes flying out of a glass window, lands on a craps table, and she's like, I found him. And she like jumps off the table, and then like, you know, the camera turns and you see Blade and her with her gun. And then it goes back, and a werewolf jumps out of where Abigail came from, lands on the table, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like I've never seen this before. And it's kind of this mix of like really bad and a genuinely good like mask. Like it wasn't CGI. It was like a mask,
Oh.
werewolf mask, and it could like
Okay.
do stuff. Like it had mechanical in it, so it was
Yeah.
like rah, 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 whatever. But it was just a dude. The body was not really great. It was like a dude, hairy dude, like in a like a leather vest, and then like it had like a weird hair, like it had been like it had like what do they call it when you put stuff in your hair? Product. It had like product in its mane, like
product
it looked
gel or something.
Yeah, it looked weird. And then it just cut. Like it was really only like 2 minutes, and then it was over, and then that was the end. But I was like, I have never in my life seen this, and so it was a new experience for me. It was good that it was cut
God.
because it was all bad, but
Oh God.
yeah, you know, I had never seen it before. So either it had never been on previous like DVDs or stuff that I had,
Right.
and they just put it on this one, or I just completely blanked. But what I always find interesting is that I usually kind of key in on this stuff where if there's some sort of piece that isn't on the DVD, like I'll be like, oh, why didn't they put the alternate ending or whatever? But I've never heard of an alternate ending for this. And so it was cool to watch the movie again and then get that bonus because this is one of those movies where it's not good. Like it's not good. It has very, very specific problems. But to me, it's like there's always that saying, like it's so bad that it's good, right? And so Trinity to me lands. Yeah, Trinity to me lands in that realm.
Yeah.
It has a fun cast. You know, it's like I said, it has very specific problems. But I love Parker Posey as the girl vampire because she's just so over the top and nonsense. Oh God, I like her. That was really my first Ryan Reynolds experience.
Okay, yeah, this was the one with him, man. I thought it was the second one. It was okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was Ryan Reynolds, right? Like, I mean, every time we see Ryan Reynolds, he's just Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
And like, for example, if you were to watch this movie and just put him in the Deadpool suit, like you'd be like, yeah, it's just Deadpool. That's it. It's fine. It works fine. Deadpool is part of the Night Stalkers. It's not a problem. But he was fine, and I like Jessica Biel as Abigail. She to me is sort of the standout. She doesn't have a lot of lines. She's not like the Ryan Reynolds. She's got all the lines, like the one-liners and stuff. But she has a presence in the movie that's just great. But yeah, it's a bad movie, but to me it's watchable. And so every now and then I'll just be like, oh yeah, like I could watch that today. And today was the day today was the day only because it was sitting on my table to watch it because I had bought it for like $8 somewhere, you know, and it showed up in the mail and I'm like, well, I'll just put it over there and eventually I'll get to it. But today was the day. I was having lunch. Usually when I have lunch, I watch a movie, or at least I watch part of a movie. So it was lunch and I was like, all right, put that thing in. And then I got the bonus. So it was good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, I mean, I laughed at your Facebook post when you said I watched the movie for the plot. It was just gonna be,
It's just Abigail.
and
Yeah,
I commented. I said, "Agreed, brother. I'm in the same opinion."
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
"I'm
Like
not
I
gonna
really
lie."
wanted when that movie was done. I really
Yeah,
wanted them, and it tanked, so it wasn't going to happen. But I
yeah,
really came out of that movie going like, okay, that wasn't great, but I could take a Night Stalkers movie. Like take her, even if you don't have Ryan, whatever you want to do, just take her, Abigail, Whistler's daughter. Just take her and do me a Night Stalkers movie, and I'm in. And this was I don't know whenever how long this movie is, 15 years ago, this thing. So I was ready for it
2003.
then, and yeah, it
I
has
think
to
that's
be like
2003. I think.
yeah. So God, 20 years, jeez, that's even
Wait,
longer if
I
it's
mean, don't
that
take my
old.
word for it. Let me look it up real quick. Like,
I don't know. I don't know.
2004.
2004. So
2004.
yeah, so 20
Yeah,
years, 22 years. Holy smokes,
yeah, 2004.
jeez,
Yeah.
Louise.
Yeah, I really love the first Blade movie.
Of
The
course.
second and third one, I wasn't really. I was like, yeah,
The
it's okay.
second one's okay. This it's
Um,
okay. You know, I mean, they
yeah,
got progressively kind of,
yeah, but I still
but
like the
I
first
think
one way better.
totally, yeah. The first one
Yeah,
is the classic. You could release the first one right now
it'll make so much money.
as MCU, right? Like,
Yes,
just put
yes.
it
Oh
out
my
like,
God,
oh, it's
heck yeah,
MCU, it's Blade, and people would be like, all right, this is
heck
fine.
yeah,
We're good. That's how good that movie was for its time. It would need some upgraded effects. You know, some of the
well,
effects were
yeah,
very of its time, but
yeah,
the story and the way that it worked and the filming and all of that, like it holds up right now, and that's why I think honestly it has to be the reason that they're struggling with the new Blade movie that they're trying to
yeah,
do. I'm
yeah,
like they have to be running into problems of like, how do we do this so that it because it's weird because 20 so Blade 1 has to be like 25 years old now, then something
yeah. I
like
think
that.
it's my
So
age.
yeah,
I
right.
think it's my
So
age. Yeah,
they have to be looking at this like this movie is so good that people are still on it. So if we're going to reboot Blade into the Marvel universe,
yeah,
how do we legitimately do it without them going, oh no, it's not as good as the first Blade? Like it has to be
right.
the reason that they're struggling so much because
Because they're saying
Vampire
they
Hunters
went
is
through.
not a hard movie to write. Right? I mean,
It's really not.
he's a dude and he hunts some
It's
vampires,
like,
and you put
yeah.
some other characters in it, and you got a movie. But
Yeah, and I know they
I,
went like so many script rewrites, so many
right,
directors. It's like
yeah,
nobody can get it right.
yeah,
And the guy who wrote the first movie came in and said, "I can help you guys,"
yeah.
but there's like, "Nah, I think we got it." Clearly, you don't got it since
Don't
there's
got it.
rumors that you canceled the movie and you're just going to
Yeah,
introduce Blade in, like the
yeah,
Midnight Suns. I think they said
yeah.
that's
Well,
being
and that's
rumored.
the thing, right? Is you also have, to me, in my brain, who's a writer brain, you have the template, right? You've already done it. Captain
Yeah.
America, Thor, Iron Man, into the
Hmm.
Avengers, right?
Yep. Yep.
Blade, Ghost Rider. You've already done Moon Knight, right? You've got Doctor
Yep.
Strange already. Do
Yep.
those things tick, tick, tick into a Midnight Suns universe. Like
Hmm.
the template's there. Like just
Oh yeah.
don't overcomplicate things. Just take what you've done before, understand that it worked, build into something, and make something cool. But I don't
Yeah,
know.
since we're talking about Blade and Marvel, this might as well be the whole because I have to say this multiverse saga has been a mess. Oh my God, it has been
It is
a
a mess.
mess.
It is a mess. Yeah.
Like the first 10 years were great, everything was building up nicely, and then like after Endgame, I feel like Marvel got lazy. If I'm going to be
Well, as
honest.
soon as that's a lot of people are they get on again. They come for me because I'm like, Endgame is not that good, guys. Not as soon as I was like, oh, time travel. We're just doing time travel, and like nobody seemed to care. They were like, oh yeah, time travel. That's fine. All right.
Yeah,
Iron Man, Tony Stark's like, well, I figured out time travel. We can just do that now. I'm like, this is
mhm,
bad. This is gonna be a bad thing. I was really disappointed in that context, and then of course that's really spawned this multiverse thing, and
granted, I was a bit confused at the time travel, whatever they wrote in that movie. I was a bit confused at times, but I loved the big Marvel fight at the end though.
of
So
course
I'm like,
that's you
but
can't take that away.
leading up to it, I was a bit confused with the time travel thing because that's a very difficult concept to write, and especially when Bruce Banner was explaining how you can't go back in time to do kill some, I don't know what the hell the dude said, but it
Well,
was very
he was talking about if you go back in time and do something, you create these little things, which is what
yeah,
we start to get. The multiverse starts to branch
yeah,
out. But then their theory was, well, we'll take the gem, but then we'll use time travel again and go back and put the gem back
yeah.
before anything happens. Like, I don't know, man. Like I do a lot of time travel stuff. Like I like all the concepts of time travel, but I was not vibing on the way that they did it. Um, and you know it goes all the way back to Star Trek, right? Star Trek even
Mhm.
is very passé about time travel. Like, just go around the
Yeah,
sun and you'll be in time warp, and go back in time. Why
yeah,
is time travel not like a big deal anywhere?
yeah, yeah. And like when Avengers Endgame first came out, I wasn't a professional writer yet. I was just a kid having fun, like,
Yeah.
and I'm like now years later, I'm going back and watching it. I was like, my writer brain's turned on. I was like, okay, I'm confused as hell. What is supposed to happen right now?
Yeah.
So now
Yeah.
I understand your point of view about Endgame, why you say it's not so good. I was like, yeah, it has a lot of issues. It does
Hmm.
kind of confuse you a bit. And I was like, time travel is very difficult to do. And after that, they brought up so many different things, way too freaking fast. I feel like they was on quantity over quality, and
Yeah, for
they
sure.
really just burnt everybody out.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
Wonder
Well, it
Vision.
was
It's
what
like
they
Wonder Vision, then
saw.
like a month later, another show or movie or whatever. I was like,
Well,
Jesus.
and so there was that, but then there was also just the idea. See, they saw an opportunity to make money because every time you introduced a alternative version of the character, that's another action figure they can license. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Oh
it's
yeah.
just
Oh
a
yeah.
money thing. So like when they did the Loki show, and it's like, well, you had Loki, you had girl Loki, you had like comic book Loki, you had
Mm.
crocodile Loki. Like they're just like, this is just we're just minting money right now through this stuff. But that doesn't necessarily make the product good. You know what I mean?
But for
It's
the
like
record, I
when
loved Loki. I think that's one of my favorite shows. I loved Loki because they
see,
actually made sense of it.
I hated it.
Oh
I was
really?
so
Really?
completely
Why?
unimpressed with all of it. And I like Loki as a
Interesting.
character, and I
Yeah.
like what's his name that plays him? I can't think of his name.
Tom Hutchison.
Yeah, I like him, uh,
Yeah.
and I like Owen Paradox. I like
Yeah.
him, like as
Yeah.
an actor. Like I can't think of his name either now, but I like him. So it's
Yeah.
funny,
His
but
character name is
like
Morbius or something.
Mobius,
Yeah.
yeah, Mobius,
Yeah.
yeah, Mobius. So, like, but like one of the first things that happened in that show is Loki goes around, he opens a drawer, and there's Infinity Stones in there, and the whole reaction to Infinity Stones are like, yeah, whatever, we got lots of those. They're like desk, they're like paperweights or whatever. I'm like, you're disrespecting in an instant
I didn't think about
everything that you just
that.
told us was important for 10
Yeah.
years,
I
right?
didn't think
And now
about
you're
that.
disrespecting it. So again, that's not like the whole show, but when that happened, I had a sense of storytelling where I don't want to be here because you're
Right.
going to take me in places that don't make sense to me. And that's the
Right.
same thing that happened in Last Jedi when Ryan Johnson took the lightsaber and tossed it over Luke's shoulder. He's like, "Oh my god, this lightsaber that we've been told is important for 40 years." Nah,
He does
never
make a
mind.
joke. He just made a joke of the
Yeah,
franchise,
I'm
basically.
like,
Okay.
"F you, buddy." Like that's not where I want to go,
Oh
right? You know what I mean?
wow.
So
Yeah.
so Loki threw me off, and I did watch the whole first season, but
Okay.
it threw me off right from the beginning, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this, man. And so it
Oh
took me a
wow.
while to kind of get through it all. And then again, when I started to see all the different Lokis, I was like, this is just merch. Like
Uh,
my brain came at it from this weird sort of like we made this in a business sense
mm,
rather than from a creative sense. And I know a lot of
gotcha.
people that like the show. I mean, I get it, but I just saw everything in a different light. Everything was like sort of colored over the instant I saw that. Like
It felt like
we,
it's like a cosplay in a way.
yeah. So
Ah,
I didn't like it. I tried to watch the second season. I know how it ends because I get spoilers and stuff on TikTok and whatever. So I know how it
same.
kind of runs
Yeah.
its course, but
Yeah.
which I like the idea that it ran its course that way. I won't throw spoilers out for those who haven't seen it. I like the way
I mean, it's been like
that it.
4 years since that show, so we
Yeah,
can
but
throw spoilers out.
I don't want to. If you haven't seen it, some
Let's
people are
go check it out.
behind. Yeah, some people are behind. But I will say that I like the ending thought process,
Okay.
but
It's just the way they built up to it. It was iffy.
I couldn't vibe on it.
Yeah,
I could not vibe on it.
that's fair. That's fair.
And also in to kind of expand beyond that, none of the TV show stuff has vibed for me. Back when it was on Netflix, I couldn't stand any of it. When it came over to wherever it came over, and like Moon
Yeah,
Knight came
Daredevil's
over,
on
and
Disney Plus now. They're on
yeah, and
Disney Plus.
like
Yeah.
She-Hulk, and like the only one that I did like was Werewolf by Night, which again, right? You're trying to do a Midnight Suns
I
thing.
legit just saw that like last year. I saw the color version and the black and white version.
Yeah, I only watched the black and white version. They colorized it later, but
I really love that. I'm sorry. Are you sure Marvel made this? Because this is too freaking beautiful.
yeah, right. It's really
Yeah.
good. It was
I
really
think they're
good.
making another one of those now. I think. I'm not sure.
Supposed to. And again, you can use that to launch your Midnight Suns again. You got the
Huh.
werewolf, you got Alyssa Bloodstone, you've got the man thing. Like, you've got all the pieces.
Like, I'm still
I
new to all these characters and comic wise because I'm
mhm.
still like I have to catch up on like the comics and learn the storylines of who they are.
There's a lot of
Um,
Midnight Sun stuff. Yeah, there's a
oh, I
lot.
know.
There's a lot.
I have them in my list to read. So especially when I learn about who the team ups like I think it was Blade, Ghost Rider, and some other kid I really
Blade,
love.
Ghost Rider, Morbius, but he's a Sony guy.
The
Doctor
Vampire Morbius,
Strange. Huh?
the Vampire Morbius.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Morbius, because he was a Spider-Man character, so Sony
Uh,
has all of that stuff.
is
So
well,
you
he's a
you won't be
Spider-Man
able to.
villain, right?
He's a well, he was.
Or
I mean, he's a villain, but he's always been actually sort of an anti-hero. Not really a hero, but like his thing was always like, I have to drink blood.
right.
So back in the day, he was always like, well, I have to drink blood, but let me drink the blood of bad guys. So he
Oh,
was still
gotcha.
like killing people, but he was trying to be,
Protective of the
good
innocent
about
people.
it somehow.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay,
At least
okay.
that was sort of the beginnings, and the character has evolved, of course, over the years. But yeah, that was sort of the gist of Morbius. But you can't use him now because he's Sony.
Because he's so
Um,
yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah,
Venom is
but
Sony as well.
they've
So
got
yeah.
yeah, but they've got and with getting the Ghost Rider rights back, you've got all the stuff you need to make a Midnight Suns like universe.
I would
And
love to see that if it's written
it'd
right.
be
I would love
amazing.
to see
Like that
that.
to me is that's your next step, right? To
Hmm.
me, when they started fumbling the ball with like Eternals and things like that, I was like, you're going the wrong way,
Dude,
right?
don't even remind me about Eternals. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's you're going the wrong way. You're trying to hold on to where you were
Mm.
in order to go forward, because everything that
Yeah,
they did still threaded back to like Avengers and everything.
yeah.
Um, but none of that stuff built like Captain America, Thor, Iron Man.
Yeah.
It didn't build anywhere. And again, even so, even if you had Shang-Chi and Eternals and whatever else, even if you were trying to build it forward to something, it's all secondary. All of that is secondary to Falcon and everything. Like those are all the secondary people to your stars, right?
Hmm.
So
Yep.
what you should have done in my brain is go the alternate direction. Take Doctor Strange, go into Ghost Rider, go into Blade. Take that way you'll still have your thread back with Doctor Strange and Wong and all those guys.
Yeah.
But you build the Midnight Suns universe out of that. And then you have the stars of the Midnight Suns, Ghost Rider and so on. You have the stars at the top of the Midnight Suns universe that you're exploring, rather than the second and third tier people of that we had before. And you would
Interesting.
have had something completely different too, because you would have been doing like the horror stuff and the science fiction and
Ah,
the magic.
yeah.
So you would have really kind of moved away from the superheroes into the supernatural, and you would have had new stuff with the key pieces at the top of it,
Yeah.
rather than the trickle down of like, well, who else do we have? What
Yeah.
else can we do here?
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of think that they kind of muffed that. But it is what it is, and now they're giving us more Avengers movies that will make $1 billion because it's crossover
Avengers.
fest. But
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know. I want to see it, but I'm not that guy that's like, oh my god, there's a crossover, I have to go see it. Like, I don't care. Is the story good, right? Like
You know,
I
it's
am not a
funny.
I am not a fan, for example, and this is where everyone will come for me. I am not a fan of Spider-Man No Way Home. I don't care about all the crossovers and let's bring the like it was fine, bring them in, bring
Like,
the Spider-Man.
sure,
Like I
yeah,
have no problem doing it, but
hmm
that to me is not that doesn't make the movie good. I still need the story to work. I still need it all
fair, yeah,
to work
fair, yeah,
um, in order for me to like the movie. And I think that No Way Home has very specific problems in it as well. I think it's watchable. Certainly, it's watchable, but
yeah,
it's not something that I'd be like like Blade, right? I'd be like, well, that's maybe every I don't know, every 4 or 5 years, maybe I'll watch that. But
yeah. It's
it's
like it's
just
funny. I was actually that type of person that would like love crossovers and everything. But as I got more into writing like my own type of stories, now I'm just like, why the crossover? I'm
yeah,
like what like what's the like you said, what's the story to it? Like what why is this important to like the overall story arc? And I was like, I like the nostalgia, but if it's like over the top nostalgia, I'm starting to get okay, like, yeah,
yeah.
okay.
It's
Like,
and in
like I
fairness,
said,
they
I'm still gonna
did
watch it, but it's just like,
sure.
okay,
Yeah, and in fairness to Spider-Man, I mean, it did take us somewhere, right? When you got to the end and he had to have the spell where everybody forgot who he was, like
yeah.
that's a thing. I mean, and that kind of came from the comics too, where
Oh,
not directly, not a 100% adaptation, but there was a thing called one more day. I think it was in comics. It's called One More Day, where basically Aunt May is dying, and because she got shot, and Peter and Mary Jane are still married, and they're trying to figure out how do we save Mary Jane or how do we save Aunt May, and Mephisto shows up and says, "I will save Aunt May, but what I want in return is I want your marriage. I'm gonna make you guys
wow,
forget you were married. I'm gonna make you guys forget all of this stuff. It's gonna kind of reset time a little bit so she doesn't get shot. Right?
yeah.
I want your marriage." And the whole thing was like, but somewhere deep in your soul, you're both gonna remember forever that you were together, but you're not gonna be allowed to be together. Like very devil stuff, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And so Peter and MJ both agree that's what happens. They get separated. Mephisto saves the day, and then we get this new Spider-Man that has existed now again for like 20 years. That people are
Oh,
really
Mephisto is
against.
like the devil of Marvel,
Right? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
right? Okay,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
And so and then there was Brand New Day, which is sort of rebooted the Spider-Man universe,
Which is actually
um,
the next Spider-Man movie
which
that's
is the
coming
next
out.
Spider-Man movie. That's what I'm
Interesting.
saying. Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
they took some of that One More Day and created Brand New Day, within these two movies. So we are kind of tapping on source material a little bit. It's different, but a little bit of source material to get to where we are with the spider. So that's what I'm saying. Like No Way Home has some story arc value to what they're going to do in the future, but um, I still just don't think it's a particularly good story the way that it was done.
Presented.
I have very specific
Yeah,
problems about this part and that part, whatever.
yeah,
And whatever.
yeah. Especially like with all these post-credit scenes of each movie that came out in this multiverse, it really connects. So I'm confused. I'm like, how are we at Doom's Doctor Doom if none of these post-credits ever like connected to this? And like seeing all the characters they announced that's in the movie, like the original X-Men, Shang-Chi, Shuri, Namor, Fantastic Four. I was like, okay, but like I remember, like I just rewatched Love and Thunder, Thor: Love and Thunder. I still don't like it movie, but I rewatched it.
Nobody likes that movie.
I was like,
Nobody likes that movie.
I don't really
Nobody
like
does.
it.
Even Chris
But it's like
Hemsworth
they
is like,
introduced like
"Mm,
Hercules, he's supposed to come after Thor. I was like, I know he's a villain to Thor in the comics. I'm like, I hated how they did the God Butcher, and I'm like, dude, the comic version looks so freaking awesome. In the movie, we don't see no type of butchering. I'm like, this is pathetic. Like, what was the point? And I was like, and then like you mentioned, Eternals. I'm like, where the hell are they? Because they got captured by their celestial god thing. Well, I don't know what the hell the thing is. And then the post-credit scene of that, they introduced Thanos' brother and some weird troll thing. And I was like, okay, how the hell are these connected? I'm like, this entire multiverse. I'm like, okay, I'm still a Marvel fan, but I am confused as hell as what the hell is this going now? We're having Doomsday and Secret Wars. I was like, I've seen Secret Wars comic. That is a massive event that I guess like reboots Marvel. But I thought Secret Wars that would need like a couple more years to build to. You know what I mean? I was like, how the heck are they doing this so fast? Like, I feel like there's not enough time for it.
They've realized that they can just make these things and make $1 billion. I mean, look at Deadpool versus Wolverine, right? Which I like.
Yeah,
That I like. I
I like
actually
that one.
like that
I
movie.
like, yeah, I
I had
actually
a
like
lot of
that
fun
movie.
with the movie. I do not
Yeah,
like Deadpool as a character. I mean,
that's awesome.
I still don't like Deadpool as a character, but because they had Hugh Jackman as sort of the opposite, I was able to get into it
Yes,
because
I
Hugh
was
was so.
so glad they did not make him like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, right. He's
So
he was
yes.
so good at what he does, and he is so
Oh yeah.
Wolverine. And in fairness, Ryan is Deadpool. That's fine. I just don't like Deadpool as a character. Cannot stand it. So I went into that movie kind of being like,
Okay.
I don't know, man.
Let's
I don't
see.
know. I don't know if I can do this. But once he and Wolverine were together, I was like, okay, this works. This is fine. This is fine. And so that's what we're gonna get. We're gonna get these huge event films. Um, and I guess at some point, because Doomsday is out this year, it's in December.
December
So
18th. Yep.
yeah, so I guess there's that, and then is there any movie in 27 before
Yes. Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Spider-Man? Right? Sure,
Yeah.
sure, sure, sure. But is that the
Because
only
I
one?
yeah, because I think for now that I remember, yes, he is before. Wait, no, wait a minute. Actually,
Because it's
hell,
Doomsday and then Spider-Man and then Secret Wars. I mean, are we basically getting one movie a year for the next 3 years?
I'm sorry, my bad. Brand New Day comes out July of this year.
Oh, okay,
Oh my God, I thought it
all
was
right,
next year. Never mind.
okay,
So we get Brand New Day and then Doomsday this year.
yeah, okay.
Next year, so far, that's it. I just see Secret Wars.
Next year's Secret Wars, they're doing back-to-back Avenger movies.
Oh yeah, next year Secret Wars is December of next year.
Oh, Jesus.
That's
Okay,
why
I
I
didn't
said
know
I feel
that.
like Secret Wars need more time, but they making it so
Yeah,
freakishly fast.
that's a lot. That's a lot. Okay,
Oh
all right.
yeah, I was like, oh my God.
So that's why there's no other movies happening then, because
Yeah, because they
they
also
just got
have
to
a TV
focus on that.
shows coming out too.
Yeah,
Because I know
yeah, sure, sure.
Vision Quest is supposed to come out this year. The show Wonder Man comes out in a couple weeks
Wonder Man, yeah,
this month actually.
yeah.
I was like, who the hell is Wonder Man? I'm like, I'm not really that interested in this character whatsoever when I saw the trailer.
I was very anti Wonder Man. Well, I still am. I don't care. I'm not going to watch it. But when I saw the trailer, I at least gave
Uh,
them credit because they're playing the meta game in there, where the Wonder Man. I'm not going to say it right, but there's a meta element to it where the guy
okay.
who's playing him isn't Wonder Man, but
Yeah,
he's becoming Wonder Man based on something else. I was like, oh, all right. At least you're sort of not just saying like, here's a Wonder Man.
yeah.
Uh, so there's something there, but again, the TV show stuff, I can't vibe on it at all. So
So yeah,
I won't bother.
next year, yeah. So the only Marvel movie next year so far is Secret Wars.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that makes
Yeah,
sense. Those are
yeah,
too big. Too big. That's like having the two Wicked movies. You got to just be like,
yeah,
let's go,
yeah,
let's pop them out and get them done.
yeah.
Because
And
especially if that is the case where they're going to use it to sort of
reboot
reboot,
Marvel. Yeah,
reset somehow, you want to get to that as quick as you can so that you can get into the forward motion again of whatever you're going to do. Whether the X-Men or whatever it happens to be.
yeah.
So
Because I think they said the next saga is like the mutant saga. That's why they're bringing the
supposedly,
X-Men.
supposedly, yeah,
And
yeah.
I know the shows Wonder Man, Vision Quest, the young. Well, they call it champions now. Apparently, the young. It's
Mm.
supposed to be like the young Avengers, but
But they're
because
calling it
the
the champions.
yeah, because due to the cast is aging, so
Oh,
they changed it to they,
okay,
they changed it to champions.
okay, yeah, I'll buy that. I'll buy that.
From what I read online, due to like the
Yeah.
casting aging and the timeline and everything, they changed it instead of Young Avengers is Champions.
Sure.
And I think Holly Steinfeld is supposed to be one of the leaders of Champions. What's that dude name from Agatha, the son of Rhonda?
Wiccan.
Yeah, Rickon is supposed
Is
to be in
yeah,
there.
yeah.
I think the girl that can not time travel, that can jump to universes.
Oh, America Chavez is going to be in it?
Thank you. Yeah, there's a rumor that
Yeah, I
she's
don't
coming
want.
back for that
I
one.
don't want that.
These are just rumors I'm hearing.
Yeah,
I'm reading. I'm not sure.
yeah,
I'm just like, and like some other characters I don't know about yet, but I'm just reading everything I see. I don't know how true they are. But I just know I was like, I don't know any of these characters fully yet. I'm still catching up on everything. I was like, I'm gonna at least be interested because I'm curious to see what the hell Marvel's doing. Because I
sure.
am
Yeah,
still, like I said, I'm still a nerd. I'm still gonna go in and have some fun.
yeah. Young Avengers
Um,
was a fun comic, but they're not doing it in any way like what the
yeah,
comic was, or at least not the original version. The original version had like young Kang in it, and you know all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. It's nothing ever is like exact to the source material, but
right.
um,
And I know, and they introduced Mephisto live action into
yeah,
Ironheart.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I think he was actually the best part of the show. I'm not gonna lie, because I was like, dude, that's actually pretty cool. I'm not supposed to be supporting the devil.
Yeah.
This dude is actually pretty cool.
Well, and that's Mephisto. That's the guy who did that with Mary Jane and Peter. That's
Yeah, I was
Mephisto.
like,
That's
this
that
guy is
guy.
pretty
Yeah,
dope as hell.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
at first I thought they was gonna introduce him to like Agatha with the witches and stuff, but introduce him through like the technology and magic. I was like, oh, this actually is pretty smooth. I was like,
hmm
so that was very interesting. And like
Well, Sacha Baron
learning,
Cohen. That dude's a great actor. So
dude, I was such a big fan of him, and I was like, I was so excited to see what his character. Because when I heard the announcement that he was playing some character Mephisto, I was like, what the hell is Mephisto? And then I had to research it. I'm like, oh, this dude's playing a devil. Holy shit! I was like, holy smoke. Okay, this must be it's interesting because I swear he brought out Mephisto so freaking well.
mhm.
I was like, I am intrigued yet terrified at the same time. I'm like, I'm really excited to see how they explore Mephisto some more and see how that connects into this overall story arc. I know, I remember they name dropped him Agatha all along. Did you watch that? Did you watch Agatha?
No, I couldn't.
Uh,
I tried
that's
I tried it. I didn't
fair.
last very long.
Yeah, fair. It's not fair.
I
Fair.
just yeah, I could. But I mean, I couldn't watch the Scarlet Witch show either. I didn't. I
The
just
One
don't.
Division.
Those characters. Yeah,
Mm,
WandaVision. God, just couldn't do it. I just something about
yeah,
that
that's
TV
fair.
show stuff just does not work for me. I don't know what it is, and
That's
it's all
fair.
over the place because it was like when it was Netflix, and it was like Daredevil and Jessica Jones and stuff. Like I knew
Yeah,
those
I
characters, those street characters. I knew they
yeah.
didn't. They never really connected with me anyway. So I knew that was going to be a hard sell. But then we got into Moon Knight. I was like, okay, now you're getting into a little more stuff that I kind of like the supernatural types of things. And I liked the first episode, but there was not enough there for me to like come running back for more. So I just never finished it. And now
Fair,
it
fair.
sounds like it's all dead anyway. Like Oscar Isaac doesn't want to play because it's part of Disney, and Disney has connections to political stuff or whatever. And he's like, I'm out. So I'm like, all right, I'm not even going to bother.
Yeah, same with She-Hulk. I think she's out too because of the political stuff too.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like,
Yeah, I was
whatever. I'm
like,
not going to bother. If
I
you're not going
watch.
to do anything with it, I'm not going to bother.
Yeah, I watched all the shows, and I
Hmm
must say they overhyped Moon Knight so bad. I was disappointed because the way Kevin Feige was hyping up Moon Knight, talking about they didn't hold back. When you watch the show, they held back. They absolutely held back.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, dude, this is why I don't listen to people. I was like, this is why I don't listen to people, especially when you hyping something up. I'm like, because it gets me so excited, and then I watch it, and it's like, oh, okay. I was like, because I mean, I love the costume, and I was like, I love like, dude, God, that I think Moon Knight has like the best costume I've seen live action and live
It's a
action
cool.
wise,
Yeah, it's
and
cool.
the way they transition him and like learning the different types of Moon Knight or versions of whatever, because I know,
Yeah, there's different versions of them for sure.
yeah, there might different versions of Moon Knight because there's what's uh something Locke. What was that her first name? Um,
Well, Mark Spector is
and I'm
like
more expected. I think
yeah, and then there's
they,
different personalities and
yeah,
all that kind of stuff.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, because I know
and
that was a
that came
taxi
from the
driver.
comic. Yeah, that came from the comics. A lot of that personality stuff,
Yeah,
which I
yeah,
never read
yeah.
because I don't really care about Moon Knight. But
Fair, fair.
yeah,
I researched it. I haven't read it, but I researched the character they introduced
hmm
in the show. I thought it was pretty cool, and I really love that. I'm a big suit guy. Like the casual suits, that white suit was so freaking dope to me. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, this dude is fighting in a full-fledged like a business suit. I'm like, what in the world? Okay, okay, I'm intrigued. And I was like, I don't know what they're gonna do now because, like you said, Oscar's out now. I was like, but, but I think he said he's still open to playing Moon Knight again, but I'm not sure. I was like, yeah, well, we'll see what happens. They brought back Daredevil, Born Again. I watched the first season. It felt more like Law and Order SVU than Daredevil. I, I think they had like too much, kind of like too much political kind of stance with it, and it kind of just turned me off of it because I was expecting more Daredevil. I know Punisher is coming back with this Punisher special. I love Punisher.
Well, supposedly Punisher and the Hulk are supposed to be in Spider-Man. That's the
Yeah,
rumor. Is
I
they're
think
supposed to be in Spider-Man in
I know
some
Punisher.
capacity.
I don't know about Hulk, but I know about
Yeah,
Punisher.
we'll see.
But yeah, I've seen other shows, so I understand why you didn't watch them. I took that torture for you.
I never. It took me like a year to watch all of Daredevil. The first season of Daredevil. It took me a
Yeah,
year because I was like, all right, I'll watch one more.
yeah.
A month later, I'll watch one more.
It took me like a good year or two, year and a half to watch the first season of Loki.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the whole thing of Captain America. No, wait, what's it? Winter Soldier and
Mm-hmm.
Falcon and Winter Soldier. Jesus
Mm-hmm.
Christ, I forget the
Mm-hmm.
show name.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say I watched that week by week because I was curious. I was like, why not? I'll see what happens. It's like Anthony Mackie. I think he's okay as Captain America. I don't really feel like he's as your lead person as actor wise.
That's people have said that. I said that. I didn't watch the show, but when they did his movie, I was like,
It's
I don't know
okay.
that
Yeah,
I don't know that he carries the film,
he
right?
he
Like
really
he
doesn't. He
and I think
uh,
that's what was missing in the whole movie is you didn't really have a
yeah
sense of like this central guy that
yeah
like we want this guy like he's fine, but and same thing like with Sidewinder. I like that dude as an actor, but I didn't buy into him as like an action guy with like guns and
mm,
stuff.
mm,
Sidewinder.
yeah
I
yeah
can't think
yeah
of his
yeah
name,
yeah.
but he's from Breaking Bad and all that. He's a
I know
great
you're talking
actor.
about. I know who you're
Yeah,
talking about. So
yeah,
yeah
he's a great
yeah.
actor, but I didn't buy into him as the bad guy. So again, you have these guys that are like good actors, but like
And then you have to
there's
think
just not a
about
lot. They just didn't. There was no elevation for me in those guys. So the
yeah,
only thing that I liked out of that movie was the Hulk stuff because I'm a big Hulk guy. I just
dude.
like
I
the
freaking
Hulk
love Red
lore.
Hulk. Red Hulk. Oh my God, that was fantastic. I gotta
Yeah,
admit,
it was
that was
good. It
fantastic.
was good. And
Harrison
Harrison Ford
Ford,
was great.
dude. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Harrison Ford carried the movie more than Anthony Mackie did. If I'm gonna
It
be
did.
honest.
I think it did. But again, I don't know that it was just Ford so much as it was the fact that that was really a Hulk movie with
Hmm.
Captain America in it because
Agreed.
it was really
Agreed.
just all the Hulk lore from the previous film, the
Hmm.
Abomination movie. They were like, well, let's make all of
Agreed.
this canon
Yeah.
now. So
Yeah.
the whole
Yes.
story revolved around that and getting the adamantium from the Celestial, which obviously
Yes.
then pushes us into
Agreed.
the X-Men. So that was the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like I think part of it maybe wasn't Mackey's fault so much as it was just like the movie didn't give him enough to
Hmm.
be, hey, look, I'm Captain America now, right? Because the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
movie
Yeah. Yeah.
was
Yeah.
it had like a different set of we have to do all of this to push us forward. So we don't
Yeah.
really have those key pieces for Mackie to do. Um, maybe that was it. That's a possibility.
And
That's a
then when you think
possibility.
about, they had a lot of production issues too, because they had a whole different type of villain like the original cut, but when they had a
Yeah.
screening,
Well,
everybody hated it.
they had the Serpent Society. They had all
Yeah.
the other snake
When
guys.
Yeah, and they had the screening. Everybody apparently hated it, and so they had to cut out those actors
I
and
want to see it so bad.
I do too.
I want to see it so bad because that's the funny part is when it was announced that the Serpent Society was in it, I was all
Yeah,
in because I'm a big Serpent Society guy. I love them,
yeah,
and I was like, oh yes, this is going to be either really good or really bad, and either way, I'm in. And then when all that got cut and they put in Sidewinder as the only snake guy, I was
yeah,
like, oh, I feel like we
and
maybe
it really
missed.
sucked. When you watch the final cut, you could tell they had to cut out a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I think that's also what hurt the movie. You could easily tell when they skip scenes, you can tell they cut something right there.
yeah.
I'm like, I
It was
noticed that when I
like
watched, I was like, they cut something right
it
there.
was like Aquaman, the second Aquaman. You could tell they were cutting Mara out,
Oh
and
yeah.
it was like this weird choppiness of things. You could feel it. You could feel it. Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, since you brought it up, let's go to the DC side now.
Wow. All right.
I'm like, hey, you led it to it, so let's go to see. Especially with the James Gunn thing with the Netflix Warner Brothers and these Snyder Bros or whatever you want to call them today. Man, I remember last year. Okay, last year I was in. I was on a. I was out of town trip. In Indianapolis, right? And it was the weekend of Superman, so I went the day one of Superman.
Yeah.
It's my first time watching a movie in IMAX.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, so I was excited because it's my first time in IMAX. I'm like, let's see
Sure.
what James does.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got out, I made a post on Facebook. I was like, I just got out of Superman. You was the first one that commented. Says like, that's the best review ever. I was like, or that's how you do a review of a. I'm like, when I tell you, when I saw your comment, I laughed out loud. I was like, I was like, damn, Tom. I just got out of Superman. Like, that's the best comic ever, or best review ever.
Best
I was
review
like,
ever. Yeah.
I laughed my tail off looking at when I read your comment. I was like, I just posted this 5 seconds ago. Tom instantly sees it. Best review ever. Dang, dog. When I first saw it, like I said, I told you my last year how I go in as a fan first. I don't critique until I like process it and like I get that writer brain going. And then someone asked me, "What did you think?" To me, I was like, it was good. I was being nice. Like, I think it was good, especially for this new universe James Gunn is doing and stuff. Like, it was pretty cool. But I didn't feel like hopeful in a way. I mean, but I really love the camera angles, especially when you like flying through the air when he was getting blasted by fire and by those Lexus. I don't know. I call them robot people. I don't know what to call them, but you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I really love the visual how he does the camera. Like I'm a big film techie person. I've been paying attention to like camera angles because I want to direct someday, and I really love that. And I was like, for the record, I'm still an outsider because I haven't read the Superman comics fully yet. And then when this movie came out, I've seen so much. So I've still till today, I'm still seeing so much fan divide. I was like, they saying James Gunn is the most Superman accurate. I was like, no, Henry Cavill is actually the most Superman accurate. I was like,
Christopher Reeve is the most accurate.
I was like,
That's
I
it.
don't care. I'm an outsider. I like
Yeah.
both ish. I was like, I don't care who's accurate. I just want to have fun.
Yeah.
It's
If you
like,
want
granted, I
accuracy,
feel
you
like
watch
James put too
Christopher
many
Reeve.
jokes. I was like,
Yeah.
what do I feel like James put too many jokes and random moments in the movie.
Yes.
Why
Well,
the
that's
hell
what he
did
does.
Superman save a squirrel?
Yeah, that's the James Gunn methodology. Everything's a joke.
It's like I was like, why the hell did James have Superman save a random squirrel when there's thousands of I'm like, what the hell, James? Like, we get you love animals, but Jesus Christ. I was like, I'm a dog person. I like Crypto. I'm a dog person. I like Crypto. I think he kind of carried the movie more because Crypto was freaking hilarious. Um, I was like, I was like, what? Then like the side characters like Hot Girl, Guy Lantern person thing. I suck at names, by the way, if you can't tell.
Yeah, Guy Gardner.
Like Guy Gardner with the horrible haircut. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but
is
that's
that
comic accurate.
That's comic. Oh my God.
That's real. That's
That is
real comic
horrible.
accurate. Yeah. The
But,
suit is not, but the haircut is.
oh, the suit. Wow. Okay, but that haircut is disgusting. I hate that haircut. And I was like, dude. So I was like, when I first watched it, I was like, I'm interested to see where this goes, I guess. And then another Supergirl trailer came out, and I was like, okay, we have a drunk Supergirl. Well, at the end of Superman, I was like, she's drunk as hell, and now we see the trailer of her movie. I was like, oh boy, I'm excited for Lobo. I was like, so what? I'm like, I really want to know what's your thoughts with this new reboot of the universe so far? Because I'm not sure if you've seen Peacemaker or yet,
No, I won't watch Peacemaker. No,
or Creature
I won't
Commandos.
won't watch
So
it. Peacemaker looks like garbage to me. I did not like Suicide Squad, either of them. Didn't like either of them. So there was no way I was watching Peacemaker.
the first one was very messy. Second one was too jokey.
Jesus, it just I don't.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Honestly, I don't understand the James Gunn love in any capacity. I don't like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I think they are wildly overrated. But as far as
I must admit, the third one was definitely overrated. So when I went in watching it, there's people telling me they were so emotional, yada yada yada. I watched it, I was like, emotional about what? I was like,
it's
like, so I
the
understand
only
that.
thing that the only thing it really had was the animal stuff,
Yeah.
which is like, all right, but the way that they used Warlock was just, why is he even in this
Oh
movie?
my
I don't
God.
understand that.
I'm a big fan
Anyway,
of Adam Warlock. I was
it's
pissed when
it's
James did.
it is one of the
Yeah.
worst trilogies I've ever seen. To be perfectly honest, I do not like any of them.
Fair,
And
fair.
so that's why I was, now granted they were successful, so that's why DC is over here going, well, this guy made these successful movies out of these weird characters, right? Because none of that is comic accurate. Like, that is not the Guardians of the Galaxy from the comics.
I've heard
It's
about
it's
that.
just sort of, let's take these guys and put them together and
Yeah.
make it. So they were looking at it
Interesting.
as like, well, this guy can pull the strings and do weird things and maybe sort of build this universe out, which makes sense. But I think that the Superman movie is bad. I think it's a bad movie. I think the key to it that people are honing in on, and you actually said it, was the hopeful part, right? Because I think the one thing he did right, without any question, is the tone of it, right? It went
Okay.
away from the dark Snyder stuff
Yeah.
back into the bright colors, the way that we kind of understand Superman to be. And so that tone of the whole film,
Okay.
I think people really keyed in on that.
Okay.
And because that was always the thing with the Snyderverse, is like, why is everything dark? Why is Superman dark? Why is Wonder Woman dark? Why, what are we doing with these characters? Why is everyone Batman? Whereas you come into the Gunverse now and you kind of have this reset of like, nope, it's color, it's tone, it's fun, it's upbeat, it's whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of people keyed in on that, which I can't take away. That's 100% right. There are things that I did like. I liked Metamorpho a lot. I thought
That's
that
the alien creature.
that's the guy who makes the kryptonite out of himself.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Which I thought was another great idea. If you're not going to have kryptonite in the universe, he can make kryptonite. That's a great idea.
Okay.
So there are some things that I think worked. Same with like Guardians. Like, there are things that I think work, but as a complete construct,
Yeah, like for me,
it doesn't work.
the smart guy was shoot, what is, I forgot, dang it, shoot, the smart guy of the group was my favorite person.
Lex Luthor?
No, with
The good guys, Jimmy Olsen.
yeah.
Jimmy Olsen. Yeah, Jimmy was
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, I had no real problem with Jimmy.
No,
Yeah,
not Jimmy, the superhero guy with the
Mr. Terrific.
Thank
Mr.
you, Mr. Terrific.
Mr.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah. I think
yeah,
he was one of my favorite. He was like my favorite part of the movie.
He was like a zero to me because
Interesting.
he doesn't do anything, right?
Yeah.
This is him. In every scene, this is him. I'm typing on computers. I'm doing some stuff. And then he has this big action scene, right, where all the little things are spinning around.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that's just Yondu, right, from the Guardians. That's the same thing. He gets in his ship, right, the Terrific ship or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, that just looks like Archie from Watchmen. That's Night Owl's ship, is all that is. I mean, that looks the same. So, and then even when he's trying to save the world from the portal splitting thing, he's just on the computer. I'm trying to work on the computer. Like, I don't know, man. I'm not seeing a lot of Terrific in this. So he did nothing for me. Hawk Girl did nothing for me. Screaming all the time. Guy Gardner was good. I mean, the guy was Guy Gardner. I mean, that was dead on. That's comic accurate.
Wow, he really is a douchebag.
Like 100%. 100%. Yes.
Oh my God.
That was
Oh.
100% perfect casting, perfect execution. Like, oh my God, that was dead on. Absolutely dead on. So there is that.
But Jimmy Olsen is, dude. I think he was pretty good too.
Jimmy was
Olsen
cool.
was pretty
Jimmy
good,
was
yeah.
cool. Yeah. But then, like, you know, you have this one glaring, monumental, to me, problem with this film, which is you have this underlying foundation that Superman's real parents, Kryptonian parents, sent him there to essentially conquer Earth.
I mean, I know that was not comic accurate because somebody explained that to me. I know that was not comic accurate.
Not in the slightest. And people have written that off like, well, yeah, but the whole point is that he was sent to do that, but he, within himself, found a way to be good because of his Earth parents and the good. And I'm like, I get that. But why do you have to crap on Krypton in order to get Superman to have that line? You know what I mean? Like they did it in the original movie. Superman's parents were good.
Christopher Reeve's
parents were good. You know, they sent him there to be among people and live and grow among people and all that. But Superman, as a kid, because we watch him grow up in that movie, as a kid, he's questioning everything. He's like, well, why can't I play football and knock him down? And why can't I score touchdowns? And then his Earth dad is like, I don't think you were sent here to score touchdowns, son. And he sort of redirects him. So again, I think that there's better ways to do these things, but society right now is so like black and white and left and right, and there's no nuance anymore in storytelling. So I thought that was the interesting thing, is like Clark came to Earth and started to fall into the wrong direction. He started to be like, I'm going to show these guys what I can do. I'm going to, why can't I? Why can't I? But then Pa Kent is like, that's not why you're here. You're here for something, but that's not why you're here. So Pa Kent then sort of sets him back. So I just think that there's more nuance that can be done with these characters rather than just shoving it right in our face like, nope, these guys were bad. Nope, these guys were... It's like, nuance, man. Give me something to play with these characters, but that's so lacking right now. I'm going to give you a great example of something that I just saw recently in the same vein. I just watched, I don't know if you saw the new Star Trek show, Starfleet Academy.
Nope, I haven't watched anything.
Okay. So on Starfleet Academy, there's a Klingon. Now, this particular show takes place like hundreds and hundreds of years in the future. So we're way past like Next Generation and DS9. We're like,
oh, really? Okay.
We're like way beyond.
Okay. I know.
Anyway.
I just started watching Discovery, and I know there's other shows I haven't got to.
Yeah, and it'll feed off of Discovery. So once you're done with Discovery, it kind of feeds into.
So I can just bounce between Discovery and to start. Okay.
Yeah. They reference Discovery events in this show and so on. I won't spoil Discovery for you, but it's
I'm
hundreds
still
of years
watching
in the future.
Okay, I got it.
So there's a Klingon in Starfleet Academy, and he comes in and he is immediately modified in character in the way that we understand Klingons as like the warrior race, right?
Okay, yep.
He is immediately toned down, weakened in sort of stature, weakened in sort of a mental state. He's almost very shy. He's very unsure of himself. And part of that is because he is being written as a Klingon healer. Like he wants to be a doctor or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Conceptually, I have no problem with that. But to just come in and go, here's a change. Mm-hmm. We're just slapping you in the face, here's a change, right? And then later in the episode, he kind of gets to do some of his doctor stuff or whatever. But to me, again, the nuance of that would have been so much better if he had come in as what we understood. I'm a tough guy. I'm a Klingon. I'm here to be a Starfleet guy.
Yeah.
And then as the story progressed, he found himself in the positions of, I can help these people. I can heal these people. I can learn something beyond what I am. But because we're coming into the very first episode and the very first time we see him, we get all of the answers of, well, he's a shy Klingon, well, he's a Dr. Klingon, well, he's all this. Like, they're just saying, there it is.
Jesus.
Versus letting him discover that within his own character. To me, it would have made much better storytelling to be, I'm a Klingon, but I'm going to help that guy instead of being the fighter guy. Like, there's so much more nuance you could put into the story. Now, again, it's one episode. Who knows what we're going to get the rest of the way? But from a sort of a first take of like, okay, here I am, and you're telling me something, I'm like, I don't care that he's a doctor or whatever, or he wants to be a doctor. But why aren't we working our way to it rather than starting there? Because I feel like all you're doing in that situation is just checking boxes. Like, well, let's just change everything that we know about Star Trek. Check, so that we have all the checks checked, you know, for our different show, right? As opposed to just letting things organically happen. Because that's the way that I write. I like to introduce a character and have some facts known, but I like to have the idea of, yes, this is how this character is presented, but now we're going to move through events and things will sort of change and modify the character down the line. That could still happen with this guy, but I feel like he's already at the starting point of the change that we could have had in episode 8 or something like that. And so we lose the nuance of storytelling in that regard. And that's where I kind of run into a lot of problems with a lot of modern writing, because it's sort of like we're as a society, we have to be slapped in the face with the fish in order to wrap our head around it. Because if they don't go, whap, here's the answer, we're like, well, I don't know why, I don't understand. I don't understand. Well, just watch the show. Just wait, let it breathe. But, you know, nothing breathes when you're just given the answers, like, here's the answers. Like, so, yeah.
It's interesting because that's actually how I kind of do with my writing. In my background, this is my first comic, Arcfire. So the way I wrote in the first issue, I show you that he has power, but I don't tell you what type of power he has.
That's good.
You know, he does have this type of power, but he has no memory of who he is.
Okay.
And he doesn't know where he's from.
Okay.
Then I open the issue up where he's awakened in the science lab in a cocoon egg, and he busts out, and he's like, "Who am I? Where am I?" Basically, he's on a journey of self-discovery. He's trying to figure out who he is.
Sure. Yeah.
And the way I write my stuff, I kind of like I based this character on me because I was going through my own journey trying to figure out who I am. So I kind of put myself into this character, and he's going through, and there's some random villains coming after him called I call them the Elven Witches, coming after for his power, but you don't know why.
Yeah.
So I want people to ask the question, like, okay, who is this guy? Why are they coming after him? And you can see he's very powerful, but the question is, how powerful is he? So, and I'm finishing issue 2 into print finally. And so in issue 2, it picks up like a few months later, and he meets a vampire and another witch. And so, because he ends up saving this vampire witch from a villain they're facing. Like you say, like a lizard type of villain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to spoil it.
Yeah.
But he's trying. But there's a connection between these characters for a reason, because in issue 1, Arcfire meets this Dr. Rodriguez. And Dr. Rodriguez sends him on an adventure to find other people like him because there's something coming down the road. I technically call this like my superhero universe, but it's not really superheroes in a way. It's more of a horror interconnected universe.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a new comic called Halloween coming out. That's a clown horror story. I was like, but my stories are connected, but you do not have to read one to understand the other because they all stand alone. Even though they're in the same universe. I was like a couple years down the road, I will do like one shot book to show you how these stories are connected somehow. And I'm really excited for that. I already have an ending for it and everything, so I'm just putting the plots together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I really love how you bring up how modern day writing doesn't have that nuance and like how that's storytelling where you're like, I don't want to know so fast. I want to sink my teeth into it and like question what's going on and hoping it's not predictable.
Mm-hmm.
So as I'm when I write stuff, I write a draft, I throw it away because I'm like, this is too predictable. I hate it. Throw it away. Or this is too boring. I freaking hate it. Throw it away. And that's why I post a meme randomly on Facebook when so I'm like when somebody's like falling on the ground. That's like me after rewriting a story, finally cracking the story after one or two rewrites. I'm not exaggerating. That's literally me. Because I'm tired after writing so many rewrites. And so I always try to bring. I'm like, I want people to have fun, be entertained. I'm like, I want you to hate characters. I want you to love characters. I want you to be
Sure.
confused about characters.
Sure.
I was like, I want you to hate somebody, but you should love. I want you to love somebody that you should hate. So I'm like, I try to like bring that balance, and I really love having fun, just storytelling. That's really my biggest part of why I got into doing this is storytelling, because I'm in the same opinion as you. Because I'm like, I go into movies now a whole different aspect now, especially as a writer now professionally. Um, I just recently watched. Jeez, I just watched a movie a couple days ago.
Must have been really good.
Right. I forget the title of it. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it was really good. I forget the title of it. But then again, I watch like 5 movies a day, so I get mixed up with story points. I think it was like an old movie actually, a couple years back I missed. So that's awesome. Shit, I forgot the name, but yeah, whatever. But I know I'm gonna use Greenland movie because you just saw the movie Greenland from back from 2020.
Yeah,
I saw
Greenland. Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I saw your review. When you first made the post, you said, "How did I miss this?" I was like, "That's from 2020." I was like, "I don't know how you missed it." I was like, but then I didn't. When I saw your post, I was like, "Oh my God, I forgot about that freaking movie." And then when you made your review, I was like, "I don't even freaking remember what happened in that freaking movie." They just brought up part two. I'm like, "It's secret." I'm like, "I don't even really remember that movie."
Yeah,
I
the
was like, "I
part
don't know
part
if I
two is
liked it."
getting yeah, part two is getting shelled. Like it
It's
is
oh God, it's only
getting
been a
shelled.
week and it's getting horribly
But
bad.
God, the first one was like, I don't understand why would anyone make a sequel of this. I understand why because of how it ended, but like, I,
That's the only thing I remember was the ending. That's the only thing I remember. I don't remember any of the
well, the
events.
ending doesn't even make any sense because it's literally like spoiler alert, 3, 2, 1. It's the end of the world, guys,
Literally,
and the end of the world happened like 12 hours ago. And then they just open up the doors and they walk out and there's like no fires and there's like no radiation.
no
There's
trees.
just like they're just like, oh well, I guess we have to repopulate the world. I'm like, this is dumb. This is dumb. Like, come on,
That's
man.
the only part I remember of that movie. I was like, when I read your reviews, like the first good few minutes were actually really good, but then it
Yeah.
just got sloppy. It's
It
like, dude,
started
I
off
don't
really
even remember
good.
the beginning.
Oh, it started off really good, as a
Yeah,
disaster movie does. It tells you all the things that are happening, and it's very
yeah,
dramatic. And oh my god, and here's all this. Like that was all great, but then they got to a point where their kid got kidnapped, and they spent like half an hour chasing the kid, only to get the kid back, and then like the movie keeps going. So I'm like, what was the point of all of that? There's no point in all of that part of it, right? Like if that had
yeah,
led somewhere and done something, okay,
yeah,
but it didn't. It was just like this side quest, rescue
yeah,
our kid, and then they got him, and then it was like, well, back to the normal movie now. So that's
yeah.
where
It's like
it really threw me
that.
off.
I mean,
And then there was just
that
so
was just a
much.
filler part. I don't know
Yeah,
why they
that's what I'm
put that
saying. It
in.
felt like filler, but it was like a lot of filler, like too much.
Too
You know,
much.
like if it was like
Yeah,
10 minutes, like, oh, they got him, we have to get him. Okay, fine. But it was
yeah.
just kept going and going. And then it was just, they just kept finding people and driving around. I'm like, you gonna tell me about the meteor again? Like what's happening? So no, it did not make it did not land for me at all. Somebody had told me because I like when I said that I was like I've never even heard of this movie. How do I? Because I like disaster movies, and some
I
guy
love
comes in and
disaster
goes,
movies. Like that.
"This is the greatest disaster movie ever made," and I was like, "Ever made?"
Greatest? What?
Like
I'm sorry. I have to disagree.
can I just say
No.
2012 has entered the conversation right now because that's an amazing disaster movie.
I
But he was
still
like,
watch 2012 to this day. Oh my
2012 is
God.
great.
I love
And
that.
it's fun. It has a great cast. fun. Disaster movie's fun, but that's what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to have the
Heck
crazy stuff. I mean, I can sit here in my brain right now and think about the John F. Kennedy aircraft carrier coming over in a
Oh,
tidal wave, like
yes.
like I'm just like, holy God, that's amazing. Like there's nothing like that in Greenland, right?
It's
There's
not
nothing like
whatsoever.
that. Even when the meteors are like hitting places, it's like
It really
kind
doesn't
of
do anything.
mediocre CGI and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah,
Armageddon is better than this. Deep Impact is better than this. Like, come on, this is not a
it's
great
like
movie.
Dante's Peak was better than this.
Ooh, that's a deep cut. That's a
Yeah,
deep cut.
it's like Dante's Peak was better than
All
this.
right, Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah,
Okay,
I love Dante's
I
Peak
haven't seen that in a long time.
over Greenland.
I could see that. I could see that.
It's like
Yeah.
any day I would watch. I'm like, I don't even care to see the second movie. I forgot it was out. That's how bad. Okay, I mean, I love Jared Butler as an actor, but
He's fine. He's fine.
I
He's good
just
in the
don't.
movie. He's fine.
I'm not for the rest of my money.
But that's, yeah.
I'll wait till it comes to streaming. Then
Yeah.
I'll watch it
It's
out.
like he was in Geostorm,
Yeah,
which
that
is another bad, stupid thing.
I don't remember that one either.
No,
That
no
one came
one
out a year.
does. No one
Oh,
does. Yeah.
I think that came like a year out before Greenland came out. I think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Geostorm.
I don't know.
It's kind of a disaster movie, I guess. There was a movie a few years ago called Moonfall. Did you ever see that?
Yes,
Where
I
basically
did.
the moon
I
falls
did.
out of the
I
sky.
remember that one. Yes.
But it
Dude,
has an
I
ending to
forgot.
it. And
I
a
forgot
twist.
about that one too.
Yeah, but that one has an
Yeah.
ending and a twist to it that you are not ready for.
Yeah.
And I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
yo,
Wait,
what
who was
just
in
happened?
Moonfall? Who was in Moonfall?
Oh,
Was
I
that,
couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you.
man,
I
was like,
just remember the premise and the finale and
yeah,
that's
I
it.
was like Moon. I remember
But
seeing
even that
movie.
was more fun than Greenland was,
Patrick Wilson.
That's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Patrick Wilson and Holly Bailey. Berry was in that one too. And the guy from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a strange, fun movie.
That was interesting. Came out 2022. Holy smokes. Directed by the guy who did Independence Day.
Oh, that makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, he did the second one.
Well, he did
Resurgence.
the second Resurgence. Oh, that was a
Yeah,
terrible.
he did Resurgence. Yeah, this guy.
Roland Emmerich. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He did. He
Uh,
was involved in the first one too.
oh, he was?
The,
Oh,
the
okay.
first Independence Day. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But
And he
yeah, the
did Right
second
House
one's
Down.
better.
Okay. I mean, he got some movies. He got some movies I like.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah.
I like
He's
Right
a guy
House
that's been
Down.
around. Hmm.
Oh, please! I know you got. I know you saw Day After Tomorrow. I know you had to see that
Day
movie.
After Tomorrow. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What'd you think of that one?
It was okay. It was okay. It was a little different in what the disaster was. Freezing everybody out. It was a little different. It was okay. It's all right. That was on TV not long ago, and I was kind of watching some of it when they had again. It's all about those movies. They have to be about not just purely the disaster, like what is the disaster, but what are the results of the disaster. So I
Yeah.
loved it when New York was flooded, and then there's like a tanker just like floating down, Fifth Avenue, like down the street. I'm like, that's cool. Like that's a cool, result of the problem. There's a cool visual of the problem. So to me, that's what you got to have in these disaster movies is you got to have real visual representation of not just what is happening, what is the problem, but
Yeah.
what are the results of the problems. And so I like that. You got good results out of that.
Yeah, yeah, man. I haven't seen Days of Tomorrow in forever. Well, I don't even. I don't have. Now I think about it, I don't. I really rewatch it either. I usually rewatch like 2012.
It's not really, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not like a heavy rewatch. It's got Jake
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal in it. Like
Great actor, but I
yeah,
just
yeah,
don't
no, it's
really.
that's what I'm saying. Like this has great actors in it.
Yeah, it's just
Uh,
not really a rewatch feeling to it.
yeah,
Like it's
It's
one of
not
those one watch thing.
it's not snappy. It's not good. It's
Yeah.
not like particularly great dialogue. It doesn't
Dennis
have
Quaid is
enough.
also in there too.
The who?
Dennis Quaid, I think, is in there too.
I don't know who that is.
Dennis Quaid?
I don't know that name. Oh, Dennis Quaid. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He's the dad. Yeah,
Yeah,
Dennis
but I
Quaid.
think Dennis
Yes.
Quaid was in that one too. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
So
he's
awesome
Dennis
actors.
Quaid is in to me what is the best. So there's the old term of so bad it's good, right?
Yeah,
To me, he is in the greatest so bad it's good movie of all time, and that's Jaws 3. Jaws
Oh,
3 is like, it's so bad,
I only
but
like the first
it's
Jaws.
so good
I
because
only
it's
like the
so
first
bad.
Jaws.
Oh my god. The
First Jaws.
second one, I love the second one too. Um, but again, the second one, you have to understand, people always compare to the first. I'm like, you can't. The first one is an untouchable. It's maybe the best movie ever made. It's untouchable. Forget
Yeah,
that. Set it aside.
that's probably why I like the first one way more than the second or the
Oh,
third.
100%. They're completely different movies.
Yeah.
But that's the whole thing. If you go into Jaws 2 and
Mm-hmm.
you understand, I'm not getting Jaws.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting that drama. I'm not getting that. With Jaws 2, I'm getting a slasher movie. All right. The
Mm-hmm.
shark is Jason. The shark is Freddy. The shark is Leatherface. If you go in and you understand that Jaws 2 is a slasher movie, you get a different experience than when you are like, well, it's not as good as the first one. Of course not. Can't be. Will never be. Nothing will ever be. No shark
Yeah.
movie will ever be Jaws. But if
At
you
all.
understand
At
what
all.
they're doing and you go, oh, that's a slasher movie. Like it changes the chemistry of how you sort of approach what you're watching and viewing.
Okay. I might go rewatch it just to put it in that perspective.
A hundred
Okay.
percent, 100%. Roy
Uh,
Scheider is fantastic in the movie.
mm,
The kids are all 100% from slasher movies.
mm.
John Williams came back for the score, so the score is still John Williams. You know,
I love his
it's
scores. I
yeah, of
love his
course. And
scores.
so just watch it with a different perspective, and I think you'll like it more. Don't worry about comparing it. Don't worry about, oh, it's a sequel to, it is, but it is not. It's really its own story. Just be like, okay, Jaws doesn't exist. What is this?
It's almost
And
like putting it like an anthology type of mindset to it.
right, think of it like a shark anthology, and you get
Mm,
different takes on the thing. And then when you do
okay.
Jaws 3 is borderline comedy, not on purpose, mind you. And that's what makes it so good. Is like, this is hysterically stupid, all of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, Dennis Quaid is in it. Lou Gossett Jr. is great in it. Like, it has a cast of people. Leah Thompson is in it. You know,
Yep. Yep.
so
Yep.
it has a great cast, and they're doing their best to carry this nonsense of a shark in SeaWorld. Like, it's nonsense, but it's so bad that it makes it really watchable, like totally watchable to me. It's sort
Yeah.
of like Blade
Agreed.
Trinity, right? It's like, this is a really bad movie, but something
But
about it
it's
just
a bit
makes it
watchable.
fun to watch. And so there's that. So Jaws 3 has always been one of these movies that I have not really defended in the context of like, no, you don't understand. It's a good movie. Like, it's not. But it's something that you can absolutely watch. If you were to turn it on with a bunch of your friends, you would have a great time laughing at it and you know, just being like, oh my God, the effects, like, it's so weird. Plus, it was a 3D movie. So there's a lot of old 3D stuff where they're like trying to poke
Uh,
you in the screen like this. You know, there's a lot
oh
of
yeah.
that kind of
Oh yeah.
weirdness in it.
Oh yeah.
So it's really fun in that again, in that context. You understand what they're trying to do,
Yeah.
and they completely missed. They did not kick the ball at all. Lucy pulled the ball away, and they fell on their backs. But what they ended up with is sort of a not on purpose comedy that is to me is the top of the list of so bad it's good.
Man. Anyways, now we're talking on some monsters now. I just love how you transition and we just go top. I'm like, that's really awesome.
I'll take you wherever you need to go. Yeah.
Now it's like to the venting session about movie that we don't really like.
Oh, there's plenty.
Jurassic World.
There's plenty.
Jurassic World.
Jurassic World, the one from last year.
Yes.
Yeah, that was terrible. That was an awful movie.
Dude,
And I don't
when
like Gareth
when
Edwards, who did the directing.
yeah, I watched it in theaters.
Yeah, I did too.
When I heard the original writer was coming back, I was excited. Because he wrote the first movie. The first movie still the best one out the franchise. Jurassic Park still the best one. And then watching it, I'm just like, this does not feel like the original writer whatsoever.
Well, but
And
again, you're coming at it
but
from, and I'm not going to defend this movie because it's a bad movie, but you're coming at it from a realm of comparison. So it's almost like you're comparing it Jaws to Jaws, right? Because
yeah,
they're so
yeah,
vastly different. Like Jurassic Park was at this point, and Jurassic World
dwells at
Rebirth is
this.
like
Yeah,
way over here because it's many years down the line. So it's
yeah.
hard to compare them. But I think your thought process is fair in that, hey, this guy wrote a good movie, so maybe he'll write a good
Yeah, so
movie
I
over
had
here.
like really high hopes for it. And
Sure,
then,
yeah.
of course, like the first watch, I was having fun because with dinosaurs, watching it again, I was like, this is the weakest movie ever.
Oh
Like,
man,
I
I
feel
was
like, I'm like
struggling.
this, that might, I'm not gonna lie, that was too much plot armor. I feel like that should have been more intensity in this freaking movie.
Yeah,
And
I
like, I would have
I
way more fun. I'm just like, dude,
I was struggling with it just on one watch. I kept, and here's the thing, like because we talked about as we watch movies, sometimes it runs through the writer brain. So for me, I always go in with the intent of just entertain me, and that's all I'm looking
yeah,
for is entertain me.
that's how
But
I always going first, is
yeah,
entertainment.
but if
Yeah,
at some point you are not entertaining me anymore, that's where the writer brain activates, and I go, why don't I like this? I'm watching dinosaurs. Why don't I like this? And then I start to analyze the story, the characters, the dialogue, the directing. Like Gareth Edwards uses the same tricks multiple times in this movie.
yeah,
Same tricks he uses in
he
all of his
used the
movies, really.
same trick from Godzilla
All the time.
and
All the time. Yeah.
I don't even know what other movie he did. I just know he from Godzilla. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
the exact same thing, just different
Always the
color.
same thing. Yep.
I'm like,
And
just
then he
different
had
color. That's the
that.
only thing that's different. It's the color.
Yeah, right. And then,
And the casting.
that stupid raft chase. It was the slowest raft chase I've ever seen in my life
Oh
with
my
the
God.
dinosaur. Like, this is mind-numbingly bad, guys. This is really bad. And then we find an ancient Aztec castle that we don't care about because let's
What's
just get out of here and go take off somewhere. Like it's just oh, and there's a helicopter in the jungle. Like there's a helicopter crashed here. Something happened here. Like, but we're not going to worry about that.
I was like,
Um,
because I was hoping like this deformed monster. I thought the deformed monster would do some damage. It did nothing.
yeah,
It was just
the
there.
mutant thing or whatever. Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, that's depressing. The only thing he did was kill the villain guy, and
Yeah.
that's about it.
It was, yeah, I don't know.
I was like,
I've told people this before. I'm like, I feel like
I'm like, this does not feel like a rebirth. It's more for like a depression.
yeah. But it's like I feel like I understand, and again, it was successful. So we can only say what we can say, but it was
That's true.
successful, conceptually successful. Made like $700 million or something. So it was successful. But
Yeah,
I feel
it
like
did.
all
Yeah.
it is, like going back to the early days, right? I feel like all it is we're trying to make a movie that we can make toys out of, that we can put the logo on something, and then people will buy more of the logo
Hmm.
rather than really worrying about
Yep.
taking us to a different place. That's one of
Yep.
the things that I really liked about Jurassic World, the first Jurassic World, was like, oh, we actually have the park
Yeah,
now.
I actually love
Like
that one.
we're
Yeah,
in
I
the
actually
park.
love
It's
that
a functional park. We know it's going to
one.
go
Yeah,
wrong, but it's a functional
yeah,
park. We get to
yeah,
watch it work. We get to watch it happen. It's like a freaking giant SeaWorld. Like I was like, that's cool. You've
that
taken
was
me
fun.
somewhere now where we
That
haven't
was
been.
that was really
And
fun.
and so
Yeah.
I love the first Jurassic World. I love it. Freaking Pteranodon swoops down and is like eating people in the sky and stuff. I'm like,
Yes,
yo,
I
this
had a
is
bro. When I tell you, I was having a blast watching that in theaters.
yeah. Oh yeah. And the end where the mosasaur comes up and eats
Yes.
the thing. I'm like, there was so much
Oh
going
my
on in that
God.
movie. I
And
still
it was so
honestly,
fun.
I don't know how people tear down that movie. I really don't know
I
what
don't
they're
either.
looking for if you don't want everything that you got there.
'Cause
Again, I get it
not
that
uh
there's kids, right? There's a lot of people that are like,
yeah,
I don't want the
yeah.
kids. I don't want the kids. I get it. I don't really want the kids either. That's not for me. But they didn't to me the kids in the first movie were more a distraction than the kids in Jurassic World. The kids in Jurassic Park were very irritating to me. I was like, I don't get these kids away. I don't want these kids. But
I agree. I agree on that
but
one. I agree.
whatever, that is what it is.
It's like,
There's kids in all of these freaking movies, so
yeah,
but no, I really like Jurassic World. I think it's absolutely rewatchable. But again, it was sort of like the second one I didn't really like at all. It had a great opening. The island
fantastic.
blowing
Yeah,
up and the dinosaur, right?
yeah.
It's like, oh my God, that's a great opening. Where do we go now? We just go to selling dinosaurs as weapons. Great. I
Yeah,
don't
that
care.
was kind of weird for me.
I don't care.
It's
And
like
then the third one was terrible. The third one was just
the
terrible.
third one felt like it was like a Mission Impossible movie with dinosaurs. It
It
was.
was such a rehash. It was
I
just
was like,
rehashing
that
old
was
scenes and,
and
like,
bringing back the original cast
yeah.
from the
Well, I
first.
was happy with that. I was like, bring me
Yeah,
back
I
Laura
was like, that
Dern,
was
bring me back
good.
Sam Neill. But they didn't have
But I
anything
feel
to
like they
do.
used them wrong. I feel
Yeah,
like they
they didn't have
used them
anything to
wrong.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I think that was just there to like try to bring in the audience or
Yes.
something.
Well, that
And
was
like,
like No Way Home. It's just like, well, what do we do?
yeah,
Well, let's bring in let's
yeah,
bring the old people back. And then people
yeah.
will like it. And again, they did. They loved it. It
I was
did
like, yeah.
huge numbers. So,
I was like, then
there's,
in the
you have
third
to
one,
accept that they made something that was successful.
yeah. I'm like, and then
From a box
we
office
come
anyway.
from dinosaurs to cicada, what they call it,
Yeah,
cicadas, or
let's did some giant
it's like
grasshoppers in
what?
here. That's
Like
great.
this
Yeah.
is supposed to be a dinosaur franchise. Why are we bringing this? It's like okay. And that was just very weird. I was like, I feel like Mission Impossible in a dinosaur movie, or vice versa, or like dinosaurs in a Mission Impossible movie in a way. But yeah, but Rebirth, I feel like it was not a rebirth. It was more of a decompression.
Yeah, the only thing really new was just the idea that now the dinosaurs are dying.
Yeah,
And
really.
they can only live in this, like, equator zone or whatever. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, I guess. But we never really got to see the world that we were promised in Jurassic World 3,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
what I was
that the
expecting.
people and the dinosaurs are living
Yeah,
together. We never got to
yeah,
really see that. That was never really, got a few little clips of things, but to me, I was excited about that movie because I'm like, again, we're going somewhere we've never been. Oh my God, humans and dinosaurs have to live to figure out how to live together. Like,
yeah.
that's a movie. Take me there. And we didn't get that movie. So
It's almost kind of like how Tron was, and the way Tron Legacy ended, and then they bring this one out. It was not the movie we were expecting or wanting.
no,
And then
no.
I actually just saw Tron Ares recently. And when I saw it after I read your review, of course. And when I watched it, I was like, yeah, Tom is right, because this is not the movie we wanted.
No, nobody
As at
wanted that
first,
movie.
at first, my family and I was gonna go see it in theaters, and I'm so glad we did not. I watched it by myself at home, and I told
See,
them,
and
I'm
I
saying,
think that I got a better experience because I saw it in the theater. Because to me, those are the types of movies that deserve the big screen because it's all the
yeah,
effects and stuff going
yeah,
on. Seeing
yeah,
the light cycles and all that. So I think for me, that's why I love going to the theaters, at least for specific types of movies. Because I'm
yeah,
like, I
yeah,
know that
yeah,
there's a
yeah.
visual experience that's part of this, and so I wanted that. But even when I was in there, I was like, I don't.
Well,
There's nothing good about bringing the grid to the real
yeah,
world. There's no
yeah,
value in that. I thought there might be because when they said it, I was like, "Yep, okay, that makes sense to me. That's a natural progression." But when it happened, it was fun for like 8 minutes, and
yeah.
then I was like, "No, I want to be on the grid." Tron movies are about we go to the grid, and then they proved my point when they went to the old '80s grid.
I
I
think that's
was
the only
like,
part I really liked was seeing the '80s
that
version
was
of Grid.
amazing. I
That
was
was
like, oh
freaking
my
beautiful
God, look
visual.
how cool this looks with modern effects, making
Yeah,
that 80s grid, right?
yeah.
I was like, this looks great. Like, make this movie again. And
Oh
we'll
my
be
God.
fine. But no,
And
they took a risk. They had that. Again, it's an organic thought process. The next step is they come here, but it
and I
didn't
feel
work.
like
It just didn't work.
one, the writing it did not hit for me. Two,
No,
Jared Leto as the lead did not hit for me.
no.
So I don't know why they keep giving this dude the
But
lead
again,
drop.
in his case there, I don't think he was really, I mean, he was the lead, he was the star, but I don't think that the context of the film gave him anything to do.
It didn't.
He really just, his thing was like just to walk from beat to beat,
True.
okay, now I'm here. Okay, now I'm here. Okay, now I'm
Yeah.
here. But he never really
Yeah.
got to be a character. He was never really, they
Yeah.
tried,
Yeah.
hey, I like Depeche Mode. Like, okay, fine. But I don't know how that really makes you a character because you like Depeche Mode. So I don't think he was given enough to be like a Flynn character. He
Hmm.
was just he wasn't given anything to do. Plus, he is just a program. So
That's true. That's true.
he had that, and that's the frustrating thing. Again, we come back to writing, right?
Hmm.
This is a guy who started as a program and should have elevated till we got to the end where he was
Yeah.
something that he wasn't at the beginning.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
he
Yeah.
never really did that. he grew from a knowledge standpoint. I understand more, I understand more, I understand more. But from a character standpoint, we really only got, I like Depeche Mode. Okay, great. Like that was your whole
Right.
character growth, was
Yeah.
that you like electronic music. Like great.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, just writing, like it doesn't take anyone anywhere through that film. It's just you're just kind of always on a plateau all the way through, and you need escalation in a story to take you further and further into the world, and into the characters, and I don't think Ares had really any of that, unfortunately.
Man. Oh, I'm not sure. Have you seen the Dune movies?
But no, I hate him. I hate him. I saw the first one, and I hated it. I was like, Jesus, this I don't want any part of this. So I skipped this. The funny part is I skipped the second one. Didn't bother with it. And then it came on like Netflix
Yeah,
or something.
me too.
And and so what was funny is as I flip around Netflix, every now and then it would pop up like Dune
Yeah,
2.
yeah. It was
And
on
I
there
was
for a few
like,
months. Yeah.
"Ah,
I'm not sure if it's
can
still
you
up there though, but
click
yeah.
on it?" And I'm really tempted. I'm almost going to push play, and it shows like that sort of rectangle screen, right, where it tells you like Dune is about this or whatever. And then on the other side is just the image of like Timothy Chalamet like in the dirt, And I'm like, "Oh, I'm bored already." Like I'm looking at him in the dirt and I'm already bored.
Then it's like what, 3 hours long?
It's 3 hours long. Yeah. I just can't do it.
I was like the first one when came out what, 3 years ago now? I think. I don't know. I
Three or
don't
four.
remember.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We watched it in my auntie's house, and I thought it was decent with Jason Momoa. I liked his scene, I think.
It's just,
But I remember nothing about it, if I'm being
I
honest.
barely do either. I barely do either. I mean,
I
I
was like, what's
remember
the story of Dune?
kind
Hmm,
of brutalist architecture and stuff, which is, it's okay, but
like,
it
it's
doesn't
like,
jump off the screen to me.
yeah,
The dragonfly ships and stuff, like it's like,
yeah.
okay, that's all right.
It's like, are you trying to
Um,
be Star Wars? If you are, it's very bad.
well,
It's very,
yes, but in fairness, Star Wars really is what stole from Dune, because Dune was out way the books was out
oh, that's
way way way
right.
way
It is
before
based on
Star Wars.
books. Okay,
Yes, so Star Wars
okay.
yanked all kinds of stuff from Dune.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I
yeah,
forgot
yeah.
it's based on books. Jesus Christ.
But see, it's a very fair sort of thought process when people come. It's all how people enter the fandom, right?
Yeah.
If you don't know where something came from, and then something comes later, you're just like, well, that's just Tatooine. They're just ripping off Tatooine. But in reality, Tatooine
Uh,
ripped off Dune with the
yeah.
dirt planet and stuff. So
Wow.
yeah, it is. It's
Huh.
all, where did it come from, and what's the order of this, and yeah, it can get confusing.
Just like me with Marvel and DC, I saw the movies and TV shows before I knew they were comic books.
Right,
I'm,
right,
I'm
right,
like, I'm
right.
going backwards. I'm saying, I've
Going
seen
backwards.
all
Yeah,
these. Now I'm
yeah,
reading the story. Like now I'm reading the book versions.
yeah,
And 9 times out of 10, the book versions are better than the live actions. If I'm
yeah,
being honest.
yeah.
So the only time I actually read the book before I saw the movie was Hunger Games
Okay,
and Percy Jackson.
okay,
I read all the Hunger Games books, saw all the movies. I loved it because they actually, I think that was like the most closest film adaptation to the book.
okay.
Percy Jackson, I hated the movies. They was not the books. Uh,
See,
out
for
the,
me, I never read the books. I don't read any of these books, but
yeah.
I saw the first Percy Jackson movie. I don't know if I saw the second one. I saw the first one, and I liked it. I thought it was fine for what it was.
Completely
Because
different from the
I
books.
like the Greek mythology stuff. That's a thing that's
Fair warning, it's completely different from the books.
But see, that has no relevance to me because I didn't
Yeah,
read the
so
book. So
yeah,
that's the other part of it, right? People are always like, "Oh, it's like better than the book's better than that." And I'm like, "Yeah, but who cares? I didn't
yeah.
read the book, so
That's it.
this is my
But
experience. Is just the movie,
but
right?"
even I still I like the first one, but I didn't really like the second one. Even though I read all the books, but I still like the first movie how they did it anyway, because especially special effects wise, when they did when he did his power with the water and like the dragon, like the
Yeah, yeah,
creatures,
yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm like I love that.
yeah.
Like I was like, and plus he what in the movie in the book he's like a 12-year-old kid. In the movie he's an adult. So
He's older.
that's the
Yeah,
only
yeah, yeah,
that's the big difference.
yeah.
But the way they did it, I understand why they didn't do a 12-year-old kid, because the way they did the movie, it would be a whole different type of thing. That's why I like the TV show now, Percy Jackson, because it's still different a bit from the books, but it's closer to the books, if that makes sense.
Sure. Oh yeah, of course.
Of course, they had to tweak it a bit because they have limited episodes because there's a lot of information in the books. So I understand they have to tweak things and stuff. Like I've seen people complain about season 2 of Percy Jackson, which is based on book 2 of Sea of Monsters. Talking about this is not the Sea of Monsters. That's not how Tyson. Tyson is Percy's brother, Cyclops' brother. I was like, guys, shut the hell up. They have limited number of episodes. And plus, they legit mentioned how Tyson was homeless for a while in the freaking episode.
Well, and
before he met Percy.
Yeah, and the thing is that it doesn't matter. See, the people that get hung up on like direct adaptation, that doesn't matter.
That's
because
what
you're making this thing, TV or movie or whatever. You're making this thing for a different audience. You're not making it for. Obviously, you're making it for the fans of the book, yes, but you're not making it only for them. You're making it in a context that will appeal to a even bigger audience, right? So one of the great examples for me is in going back to comics is Days of Future Past, the X-Men movie. So the movie that we got is nothing like the comic books, like not remotely like the comic books.
Okay.
But what they did give us tapped on the vein a little bit. So that you got a little sense of it. But what they gave us was a movie that worked completely in its own right. Now, we can watch that movie and say, oh, but they didn't have this and they didn't have this. Fair, that's fine. But that doesn't make this movie bad within itself. It just means that they didn't do what this did. And we get, there's always a lot of that with adaptions. It's like, well, this is a terrible movie because it's not like the book. Well, no, that would mean it's a bad adaptation. But making it a bad adaptation doesn't mean that the movie itself is bad within its bubble of understanding.
Plus, when you think about it, production-wise, everything cannot translate from paper into production-wise,
right?
And budget-wise, and especially fantasy books, you can only take certain things and bring it to life.
Right. Well, and in the comics, there's another issue. There's another issue. And you can kind of keep the thread moving forward. With a movie, you got 2 hours to tell a tight story.
Very tight story, yeah.
And you got to get in and get out and be done. You can thread, like we've seen comic book movies thread, like this leads to this and this, that's fine. But you still got to have that 2 hour, like, we've told you a story and you have all the information you need to understand that story. And that's it. And, if you were to go back and look at Days of Future Past in the comics, if you were to try and tell that movie, like, just be like, we're making this movie, people would be, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is wild stuff over here that we're doing in the comics. And that is not going to translate to a movie audience that hasn't been following all of this stuff to figure out, like, why are there these people dressed in black leather called hounds hunting mutants? Like, that's not going to translate to a comic book movie that, again, still has to sell merch, right? That's one of the reasons why Batman, the third Batman movie from Tim Burton got canned, was because the second one, again, they were like, well, it's Batman, we have to sell some toys. But
he did the one with Michael Keaton, right?
Yeah. Okay. But the second one with Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman and Danny DeVito, like, it was very dark, it was very violent, it was very sexual, and Warner Brothers was like, we can't sell toys of this, like, what are we doing? And so the third one got canned because they were like, well, we have to go a different way. And then that's when the Joel Schumacher came in and we got all the colors and the ability to sell.
That makes sense.
To be able to sell Batman again as a toy. So
that makes sense.
Batman Returns really is probably the best Batman movie really maybe ever made, in at least in the modern sense. I know the Adam West stuff is of its time, and it's really good for its time, the 60s. Adam West?
I don't think I saw that one.
You know the Adam West Batman.
I know Adam West. I don't know if I saw the movie.
There was a movie. Yes, there was a movie. But the TV
show I know Adam West. I'm like, no, I know Adam West.
I was like, wait a minute. You're not that young.
I know Adam.
There was the way
I was raised, I was raised old school, so I know about a lot of old school stuff.
Yeah.
So people don't think I know about. I was raised old school, so I'm like, so music-wise, movies, TV shows, I'm raised old. Yeah, I might be 26, but I know about
the show. but then there
Yeah.
was an actual film movie that was released too,
Okay.
with all the
I
blue
don't.
and the gray costume and
Yeah,
Burt
I don't
Ward
think
and
I saw
everything.
the movie. I
The
think I
the
saw the
movie is the
show.
one where you get the talk about the bat anti anti shark spray because the
Yeah, I
shark's
didn't see
biting
that.
his
I didn't see the
leg and he
movie. I did
shoots
not
him
see.
with the shark
Yeah.
spray.
Yeah, I
That's
didn't see
from
the
that
movie.
movie. Yeah,
I saw the show. I did not see the movie.
you got to see the movie. The movie
Okay.
is
Okay.
wild stuff. Wild stuff.
Like
Yeah,
I've
it's
seen Michael Keaton's movies, but I have not seen the Adam West one. No,
yeah. Do
but
yourself a
I've
favor.
seen.
Watch. I think it might even be on Amazon. Do yourself a favor. It is a wild time. It is a
Okay.
wild time. It is a great flashback
All
to the
right.
'60s because it has all the bad guys in it too. Joker, Penguin, Catwoman, like they're all in it. So it's a big
Oh
big
snap! Okay, yeah, I
and then
definitely
it's
watch
got
it.
so they're also in like the penguin submarine, but instead of having like engines to like move it
Yeah.
forward, it has flippers on the back and it's just doing this like you know.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I put this. Yeah, I'm watching that.
yeah, you
I
gotta
got.
watch that movie.
Oh
You
my
gotta
god,
watch
I
that
am
movie.
definitely watching that. That sounds hilarious. Oh my
100%,
god. Oh
100%.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, but as
All
far as like
right.
a modern sense, Batman Returns I think is the best Batman film interpretation that we've ever had.
Yeah, I gotta watch that one. Yeah. And since I'm a Batman, what you think about Nolan's Batmans and Robert Patterson's Batman?
I thought that the first Nolan Batman was great, and I was
Okay.
really excited for the trilogy.
Okay.
And then I hated the last two. Absolutely hated the last two. I hate Dark Knight. The third one is even worse. The third one is completely unwatchable to me. I tried to watch it not long ago. I was like, let me go
I
again.
don't remember what happened in the third.
That's the Bane movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I
And
don't.
the only thing
Wait,
really good
didn't
about
Tom
that,
Hardy play Bane?
yeah, Tom Hardy, yeah.
Okay. I think it's the only thing I remember.
voice like this.
Yeah.
And I was
I
like,
think and Hathaway played Catwoman. I think it's about the
Hathaway
only thing I
Catwoman,
remember.
yeah. Yep.
That's the only thing I
And
remember.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in it, and he was really, to me, the only thing that was really good was Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh, that he was supposed to be Robin because at the end of the
Right.
movie yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, I don't even like the second one. I don't like Dark Knight. I don't like it at all.
I think the
I-
best villain out of Nolan's was the Scarecrow.
That's the thing. That's another part of it, right? Is like that was one of the things that I liked about
It's
the
like-
first one
Yeah.
is that it was the Scarecrow and Ra's al Ghul. I was like, oh, we're in a place we haven't been
That's
before.
right, Ross.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson played Ra's al Ghul,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Man, I forgot he was in that one.
Yeah, so we're in
Holy
a place we
smokes,
haven't been
yeah.
before. And then the second one, we immediately revert back to where we've already been with another Joker, and it's like,
I liked Heath Slater as Joker a bit. I think he was pretty decent.
for me,
I'll take his over Jared Leto's.
100%. Oh, any day. Any day of the week. Any day of the week. But for me,
Yeah.
like, Heath Ledger I thought he was great at the beginning, where he came in and did I'm going to make a pencil disappear. Wham! And I was like, holy shit, we're in for a ride. But then the rest of it really fell flat for me. And a lot of
It's always the writing. It's always the writing.
Yeah. A
Every
lot of the
time.
key pieces to me were just sort of cinematography, the way he
Ah.
was shot. It brought him.
Okay.
It did more for him than he was doing for him.
Okay.
And so that's why,
interesting.
again,
Okay.
I don't think he was like a bad Joker. Again, like Jared Leto was a bad Joker. That's a bad Joker. So I think he was okay, but I just felt like, again, I feel like he found he reached the heights and then he plateaued the rest of the way, and we didn't get any more.
Fair.
So that's it for me. That's it for me. I loved Harvey Dent, the way they did Harvey Dent with the half face.
That's
I was
Two-Face.
That's
Yeah.
good stuff going on right there.
Yeah.
Harvey Dent was a much more interesting character to me than the Joker was. But again, Harvey Dent, we haven't been there before in the movies, right?
Yeah.
So let's say that we had the Nolan verse and we didn't have any of the Keaton movies or any of that. Let's say none of that ever happened and all we had was the Nolan verse.
Yeah.
I probably would have loved all of that more because we'd never been to any of those places before. Because that would have been the only Joker, right?
Yeah,
Except for
yeah.
the old guy from Adam West. That would have been like the only like modern Joker. I'd be like, yo, look at that Joker. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But because I had Jack Nicholson, that's the Joker for me. That is the Joker. And so what Heath did
Yeah,
was,
I know Jack Nicholson from The Shining. So
yeah,
he's my Shining.
yeah. Heath did his interpretation, he did his version or whatever, but it did not connect to me like
The
Jack Nicholson
original.
connect to me.
Yeah.
And so when you're now on a second version of something, it's got to either be really, really good, to elevate off of Nicholson, or you're going to come in second place, because
Yeah.
I've already seen the peak, which is over
Yeah.
here. So unless
Yeah.
you've got more to give me than Nicholson does, you're going to be second place. And so that again, that takes him down, and then that also takes the movie down, because I'm like, well, I'd just rather watch Keaton. I'd rather watch, Jack Nicholson. I'd rather watch that. If I have to watch a Joker movie, I'd rather watch that. It's like Superman, right? If I have to
Yeah.
watch Christopher Reeve, Henry Cavill, or David Cornsweet, it's Christopher Reeve every time. I mean, literally every time. I will never choose Cornsweet or Cavill over him ever.
You know, it's
if it's
funny.
like you have to watch Superman today, give me that.
No,
Give me.
choosing between Supermans, I would choose Tom Welling because I grew up watching Smallville.
See, Welling is
That
interesting, except that he wasn't Superman until the end.
true, but because I grew up on his version mostly,
Sure. Yeah,
I would go with
that's
Tom Welling.
very valid.
That's mostly because I grew up on I watched every single 10 years of that show. That's really my Superman because I grew up watching him.
That's a valid take, and that's where a lot of this stuff comes from.
And I didn't learn about Christopher Reeves until Cavill came out.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if that was something before him, or well, I knew that was something before him because I knew Tom Welling, but I didn't know that was something before Tom Welling.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, I checked out Christopher Reeves, like, oh, this is completely different. It's like interesting. And then now Corn Sweat. So but for me, if I choose Christopher Reeves, Corn Sweat, or Cavill, or however you pronounce his name, I would go with Tom Welling because I actually physically grew up watching his Superman. Even Brandon Routh Superman Returns. I'm like I wouldn't choose him, but he was okay because I think they were trying to make him like Christopher Reeve Superman.
Yeah. Well, he was Christopher Reeve's Superman because he was Superman Returns, and Superman Returns was designed to be a direct sequel to Superman.
Oh yeah, somebody told me about that. I didn't know about that one. Yeah, somebody told me about that. I was like, cool, but mine Superman is technically Tom Welling.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of nostalgia and a lot of people's opinions come from where they started. Mm-hmm. I see that a lot with Godzilla, right? Like with Godzilla, I came up with the Showa era in the 60s and the 70s. Those are the movies that I knew when I was watching on TV.
How you get to my next question already? Like you reading my mind. I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. But
No, but that's where I came from. And so when Godzilla came back in the 80s and in the 90s, like I liked that stuff, but if you're like, you can only watch one Godzilla, it's Showa. It's 60s and 70s. I would skip that. And then same thing, when they rebooted again and they did the Millennium series, there's some of that I really like a lot. But if you're like, you can only watch one Godzilla, you have three choices, it's Showa. I will always go back to the 60s and the 70s forever. And that's because that's what I came up with. Even though there are things that I like modern day, that is my DNA.
Yeah, the first Godzilla movie I saw was the one 98 it came out.
It's such a disappointment when I hear people say that.
When Godzilla laid eggs, that was my introduction to Godzilla. And my mother hates that movie.
Yeah, well, she should. It's a garbage movie.
Because she told me the story of what Godzilla really is. And she told me the backstory and she showed me the pictures of the real Godzilla.
Love it.
I was like, Godzilla is not going to lay no freaking eggs, have babies and doing this crap. And I was like, what the crap is this they made in 1998? A mess. Do not like that movie whatsoever. And then the 2014 movie, she liked it because it felt like a little bit of nostalgia for her, because the design of Godzilla almost was like the original, the one she grew up on, and everything. I was like, okay, so we're good with this one. I can like this one. And so so that's now I think about it, I never went back. I think I rewatched the 1998 movie like one time, which like a couple months ago. One time, I don't know, but then again, I wasn't really watching it. I was mostly on my phone working. I think it was mostly my background because I was writing my own stories. I wasn't really watching it. And plus, I think it was on Netflix. I think that's how I started it, but it was mostly my background because I didn't care for it whatsoever. I just needed like another sound in my ear that's like get that balance, like get out of my head for a minute. That's how
Yeah,
something. It's
yeah,
because
just a little
it was like
background noise. Yeah.
way too quiet in my room slash office. So yeah, but so I watched Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Godzilla vs Kong, Kong Skull Island, and New Empire. I still think Gods of the no King was it King of the Monsters. I think that was still the best modern version.
Hmm.
Um, I
I
love
totally agree.
I love Kong Skull Island and Godzilla vs Kong and New Empire, but for some reason I still love King of the Monsters more, because I feel like they show more of the Titans compared to the other movies.
Well, it does. Plus,
And
you have the key titans. You have Ghidorah, you have Rodan, you have Mothra. Like
yeah,
it
that
is.
one I rewatch that so many times now. I don't know
Yeah,
how many times I watched it,
yeah.
but I feel like every time I watch it, it gives me that feeling of like have a fun feeling of monsters again. And I always go back to that movie to when I get inspiration when I write my own type of kaiju stories for my universe that I'm working on too. So I always go back to that one for inspiration. I still go back to Godzilla vs Kong and New Empire, but most of the time I go back to King of the Monsters because, like you say, he has the big main villain Titans. I'm just like, dude, I hate this dragon, but the design is so good. I'm like, so freaking good.
There's a
Um,
reason that Ghidorah is the
man,
guy that everybody talks about. That he's the
man,
bad guy. You know, that's the
yeah.
dude. Um,
And now the next one's called Supernova. I think they saying they're bringing in the Space Godzilla. Can you tell me
well,
what the hell is Space Godzilla? Because
that's
I'm
that's the
confused.
that's the theory. Um, it's not based on anything other than, well, that's not true. It's based on two things.
Okay.
It's based on, first, supernova, so you're assuming that's a space thing, right? Because that's
Yeah.
supernovas happen in space. So that's where
Either
people were
at
originally
first
like,
I was thinking like volcano and and space. It's, if I'm being honest, when I say
right,
supernova.
yeah, but
Yeah.
supernova is a space thing, and so people were
Okay.
immediately, okay, we have space Godzilla. But the
Okay.
second thing that people are really like pointing to would be like, well, here it is Toho has re term is,
That's the company that created Godzilla, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Toho has re I can't think of the term. Like when you do trademarks for names and stuff,
Oh, okay. I
they
got you.
redid the
We-
trademark for Space
Okay.
Godzilla,
Got you.
and
Okay.
so from that, people are like, "That's it. Clearly, this is a Space Godzilla movie." And I'm like, I mean, I can kind of buy into that, I guess. So Space Godzilla, basically, this is really elaborate. It's from the '90s,
Okay.
and so it's from the rebooting of the series, what they call the High Sea era. The second movie is Godzilla versus Biollante, which is Godzilla versus a big plant monster that was made from Godzilla's cells.
What the hell?
And at the
Okay.
end of that movie, spoiler alert for a 30-year-old movie, at the end of the movie, Biollante gets destroyed, but
Yeah.
the cells float up into space. And then it has something to do with, God, I haven't watched it in a long time. Something to do with an explosion in space, and the cells grew this Godzilla monster that has like these big crystal back fins and shoulder crystals and stuff. Because
Interesting.
again, basically, it was like, nuclear bomb goes off, and you combine Godzilla cells with like these crystals, and you get Space Godzilla. And Space Godzilla comes to Earth, and basically he's like Godzilla, except that he can fly, and he can control and create more of these crystals. And so that's the other part of Space Godzilla, right? Is because in Godzilla X Kong, New Empire, there's all those crystals underground. And so people are thinking that that's another connection to Space Godzilla somehow.
Huh.
And again,
In the Hollow Earth.
in the
Got it.
Hollow Earth, yeah. So I'm kind of like, okay, I buy that. I buy that. I see where you're going there. But there's still literally no indication that that's the case, other than just people
Right.
seeing these little things and sort of determining for themselves, like, this is. But when you put all those sort of pieces together, it sort of feels like it would indicate that. But the question would be there is, how do you make Space Godzilla
Right.
without getting his cells into space?
Or did they? We just didn't know yet in other
Well,
movies.
they'd have to tell that story, right? There would have to be
Yeah.
some story of like, back in the 60s, somehow, this happened.
Right.
So they'd have to tell us that story, but, or something will have to crash into Earth to absorb Godzilla or something like that. I mean, who knows?
Right.
Whatever. But yeah, in
Because
theory,
you
it's
already
Space
know it's gonna be a
Godzilla.
time jump when the next one comes out. It don't come out till next year, so it's gonna be a time jump.
To some degree.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be like, 20 years later. Like that's
No,
not
it's not.
but yeah. So I don't know. I'm
Interesting.
I mean, it's Godzilla, so I'm interested. I'll see it. But I didn't really like the last one. I didn't really like New Empire. It felt like
It
felt
felt
like a
rushed.
fallback.
Like, it felt rushed
oh,
to
hey,
me.
we'll just make a bunch of more monkeys. Like,
Yeah, it felt rushed
Kong
to me.
is
but-
better as the last of his kind. Like, if you're just like, well, now there's just more Kongs. I don't know.
Fair.
I don't know that I don't know that I vibe on that.
But as being said, the next one it will be Godzilla led.
Yeah,
So it's
I
gonna
don't
be
know.
interesting.
I don't know. I think there's better choices than Space Godzilla. That's a little. That to me is over the top, especially because when you're dealing with all the Titans and not Middle Earth, Hollow Earth and stuff.
Like this ain't Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's you're dealing with nature and stuff.
Yeah.
Perfectly set up for Biollante. Like, why wouldn't you do the nature beast of Biollante, and then you can have the monsters fight Biollante? But I don't know. Again, they all are getting paid to do this, and I'm not. So I guess I guess they know better than me. But
But common sense though would tell you.
I just say, again, I think that there's better, more organic steps that can be taken towards specific things.
Yeah.
Than to just be like, well, now we're going to do Space Godzilla. Well, but you haven't set up Space Godzilla. You haven't done anything to set that up. The only thing that you've done is Ghidorah, who you in the first movie said, yes, he's an alien thing. He came from somewhere else. He's not supposed to be here. So you have indicated that there is alien things, which that's fine. So in theory, you could have a Space Godzilla out there, but the setup for it is so minimal that I'm hoping that they will have some sort of good reason to have a Space Godzilla versus we just want him and so we're putting him in there. I'm hoping. Again, that's the storyteller in me, right? It's like,
right.
I hope that there's something that explains this a little better than we just wanted it. Same thing kind of with the Kongs, right? It was like in Godzilla versus or in King of the Monsters, we're just down there. I mean, not King of the Monsters, Godzilla versus Kong. We're just down there. There's just artifacts, like everything's empty, and there's an axe, like it's all gone. But then in the next movie, we'll just throw some more Kongs in there. Here's like 20 more Kongs. It's fine. I'm like,
yeah. Like at least they explained where the Kongs came from. But
sure, yeah, of course.
I give them that.
They did give us an
them
explanation,
that.
but I still don't like that because you take away, in some way, the uniqueness of Kong.
Yeah.
Because when he's the only guy, he's the only guy.
Yeah.
There's value in that uniqueness, right? But
and I saw they tried to like follow the Sort of Kong storyline when
with the little kid, kid Kong, sure. That's what I'm saying. They kind of, it's like, do something else. Take me somewhere I haven't been before. Now, the irony of that is that I love Godzilla King of the Monsters, and that is a place I have been many, many times. All of that. The monsters, the setups, I've been there so many times. That was like just a pure nostalgia trip, was that. It was like taking a movie where they're dudes in suits and translating it into the CGI so that the monsters could do more. So there's the irony of that. But again, it's like, I even Godzilla versus Kong, like I like Godzilla versus Kong, but I liked a lot of the stuff that we haven't seen before, like the fight in the ocean. What? That was an amazing, amazing fight,
Man,
right?
I actually saw that in theaters, and I felt
Yeah,
the intensity. Just
yeah,
listening to it on a loud screen, I was like,
amazing,
dude, this is
amazing.
fantastic.
Yeah, amazing. Like it was a
I
great
was
fight.
not expecting to see Kong fight on a freaking ocean.
Yeah,
I
it was
was so
amazing.
happy.
Super
Oh
good,
my God,
super
it
good.
was
But
so good.
then it fell back. Then it was, well, now we're in the city and we're fighting in
Yeah,
the city.
yeah.
Like,
I'm like
okay,
round three is in the city
it's
of
fine,
China.
but it's
Then,
like, okay,
so
we've been there. And then we do get Mechagodzilla. But again, I've been there. I was more interested in the story again that they didn't tell. They didn't tell us the Sarazawa story. They didn't tell us the skull background where they figured out the telekinetic link and built the stuff so that it would link to the Godzilla brain and all that kind of stuff. Like they
wow.
just didn't tell us the story. They just gave us the things that they wanted. They gave us the toys they wanted to play with, but they
Yeah,
didn't give us the story to connect the toys together. So again,
dude,
my
that
writer
sounds so
brain,
freaking cool.
yeah, my writer brain is like, tell me how this works. Like, what are you talking about? How did you? I mean, we know
Yeah,
they got the skull because at the end of King of the Monsters, they got the skull. But how
yeah.
did what's the
Credit
next
scene.
step?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the next step to bridge this into the film? And there just wasn't any of
Wow.
that. It was just Sarazawa. I'm Sarazawa's kid. Like, okay, we don't know who you are, but suddenly you're here. Oh, and by the way, at the end of the movie, you're dead. Like, what's the
Right.
point? Like, there's no point. Again,
Agreed. Yeah.
organic storytelling use like that could have been literally henchman number 7, right? That's he had no story other than the name Sarazawa. There was no value, so it's just kind of soft storytelling in that regard, where they could have really kind of heavily world built into that stuff, um, all the way into Mechagodzilla. But again, I like the movie. I think it's fine, but I think it just missed pieces. There were missing pieces
There's some
that.
little nuggets y'all could have added to the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
and I watched the show. They expanded the Monarch Legacy of Monsters.
yeah.
Have you checked that one out?
I
Check the show.
don't like the show at all.
You don't like the show?
I watched the first 4 and something was just really off. I couldn't vibe on it at all. Could not vibe on it. So I just gave up. I gave up. And here's the thing. Let me tell you this, guys that make Monarch. Looking at you, Matt Fraction. If you make a Godzilla thing that I don't want to watch, you have done something wrong. Because I love that stuff. Even when it's bad, I will watch it. But you made something that I don't want to watch.
Yeah,
So take
and
that for whatever
I
that's
just
worth. Take that.
yep. I watched the whole season, so I took the rest of the torture for you. Uh, and they just sold
And I
the
like Kurt
trailer.
Russell too. Like I was like, oh, that's cool. Kurt Russell's in a Godzilla thing. That's awesome.
Yeah,
But
but
like the rest of the characters are just so just
yeah,
dreary.
no. Kurt wasn't and his son Wyatt,
Yeah, right,
because
right.
Wyatt plays his younger self
Yep,
of
their
Kurt.
younger self. Yeah, which is interesting. I like that. I like that.
I saw the trailer of season 2, and like they're bringing in Kong and Godzilla.
Yeah, and
So I was
another big
like,
monster that people are trying to
yeah,
figure out
'cause I
who
think
it
they're
is.
trying to close the gap between the movies a bit. 'Cause I think the first season was like set during the second. No, wait, shit.
First
After
one
King,
was set. Well, it was set in two places.
was it
Really,
before or after King of Monsters? I think it was before.
it was before. It was before.
Before King of
Yeah,
Monsters, and
because
then season
they
2
were
picks
showing
up.
you. Yeah, because they were showing you stuff
Yeah,
about trying to blow up Godzilla with the A bomb.
there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. And season 2, I think it sets up Godzilla versus Kong. So I think it's after season 2 is after King of Monsters because it's a couple. Yep, because it's a couple years later after
Mm-hmm.
season 1. Because spoiler alert, you should watch the rest of it. The Kirk Russell's character and the kids are in Hollow Earth,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Kirk gets uh as they're getting out, Kirk gets pushed back into Hollow Earth, but the kids get out, and when they get out, it's like a couple years later.
Okay.
So they've been in Hollow Earth for like 2 years now.
Okay.
So
All
now
right.
I think it's leading up to God. Now we have the timeline leading to Godzilla versus Kong.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, that's what at the end, they went to the shot of Skull Island and show Kong's face. I was like, oh crap! Like now we're getting to Godzilla versus Kong, and now seeing the trailer for season 2, I'm like, oh shoot, I'm right. Somehow, I was like, okay, I'm optimistic a bit. I'm
Okay.
optimistic. Hopefully,
All
it
right.
doesn't suck in season 1, but I'm optimistic a bit. I was like, okay. you're trying to branch, you're branching the gaps a bit. So
Yeah.
it's going
Well,
to
and
be interesting.
there's a new big monster who people are trying to figure out who it is, whether it's a new monster, whether it's something that we
Yeah,
know that's being remade. My only thing
yeah,
is I look at it and I see Biollante. I see the pointy face. I see the
yeah.
tendrils and stuff kind of floating around.
Interesting.
So people have said it's either going to be like Cthulhu. They're gonna use a Cthulhu type of thing. But to me,
Interesting.
I'm like, they're not going to use Cthulhu. They're not going to go into another brand. But they could potentially take that idea and rebrand it themselves. But to me, it looks like Biollante swimming around with the tentacles. So we'll see what
Wow.
it is. I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know.
And before we hop off, one more movie. We're gonna end this on a good note. It just came out. I saw your review on it, and I saw Anaconda, the new
Oh,
Anaconda.
Anaconda, yeah.
When I saw your review, I was like, Tom likes something. I'm crying.
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
to
yeah.
make a joke. I have to make the joke.
I was surprised. I
But
was surprised
I
you
was
liked it.
surprised too when they announced that it was Paul Rudd and Jack Black. I'm like, oh crap. See, you put these two comedy fools together in an Anaconda movie. It's like, oh god, it's not gonna be a serious movie at all. I was like, I was like, wait a minute, this is actually a funny freaking movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, I need to know your reaction because you saw it in the theaters. I need to know your freaking reaction. Because I saw the review, but I want to hear you directly. How would you have how fun would you have in watching the theater? Because that movie was hilarious.
Yeah,
That
I
movie freaking
loved
was
it. I
hilarious.
was I was in all the way. I was in all the way. I'm not really like a big Jack Black guy, but there's a few things that he's done that I've liked.
Yeah,
And so he wasn't like a detracting for me. Same with Paul Rudd. I'm kind of like, oh yeah, Paul Rudd, he's fine. Um,
yeah.
but they were great. I mean, they were great. Everybody was great. The again, it's a very, for those that don't know, it's a very meta movie. It's not just a remake of Anaconda.
Yeah,
It's
that's what
about
I think
two
that's what I like about it
guys.
more.
Yeah, it's about two guys who want to remake Anaconda, and they get some money and some people, and they go to the Amazon to make it themselves. But
Yeah,
then the snake that they got gets killed, so they have to go find another snake, and that's where everything goes
it goes
horribly.
downhill in a funny way.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I think it's fun. Don't look at it. I think a lot of people look at it as like it's just a remake of Anaconda. It's as a
It's
comedy. It's
not.
not.
It's
It's a
completely
completely
not.
different sort of setup. So, if you like comedies, if you like those guys, I
Yeah.
think you will get. It's been successful. It's made like $100 million. So,
And it was a good budget too to get it back. So they was very smart with this movie,
yeah,
if I'm being
yeah, yeah,
honest.
yeah. No,
I,
it's very good.
and
It's
I
very good.
and I saw you had one complaint about it that you wanted to see more of the filmmaking of or something.
Well, the one thing that I thought was interesting was there was a lot of scenes where they were talking about how to make a movie, like the cameras, the lenses, the setups, the zooms. Like
Yeah,
they were really kind of like set up here and do this and do that. And I was like, oh, I like this sort of technical element because I'm trying to get to a point where I'm going to start making movies. And so I was really enjoying them telling me about what these elements of
yeah,
making a movie are.
heck
And
yeah,
I think it
yeah.
would have been a little more fun to get a little more of that
Yep,
continuously because it was a very
I
short
agree.
portion of the film and then it kind
I
of went
agree.
into the movie. So if they had
Yeah,
kind of kept that just a little bit more, I think for me I would have gotten a little more out of it. And then the only other thing is I think they should have made it one step more meta. And in that being that it should have actually been Jack Black and Paul Rudd trying to make Anaconda, trying to get Hollywood to make the
mm,
movie, trying to get a loan to make a reboot to Anaconda, and the
yeah,
banks going, no. We're not, we know who you guys are, but we are not footing a bill for this remake. And
yeah,
then they have to go, do it themselves still. I think that would have, again, taken it to another level of meta fun. But the way that they do it, where they're playing just real people, the way that
yeah,
they do it works just fine. There's really great backstory to them, like making movies as kids and stuff. So they did a great job of creating the characters and all of that. So again, very, very tiny, nitpicky, just sort of writer brain, like, oh, I would have done it this way. But
yeah.
ultimately, is a really good movie. Yeah.
I think it's a really comic relief when you just need to laugh for a while because everything going on in the world is crazy. You just need a
Hmm.
good laugh. Just watch this freaking movie,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I tell you I was crying laughing,
Yeah.
I'm not exaggerating.
It's very good.
It
There's
was
some
very
great little
good.
guest stars in it, and
Yeah, no spoilers. We're not gonna spoil it,
yeah,
but there
no,
was
not
some
at all, no.
great.
But
Yeah,
but they're there and they're good. They're done well, and yeah, it's good. It's a good movie. It's a good
it was a
movie.
good time. It was a good time.
Don't worry about people telling you otherwise. It's a good movie.
Oh yeah.
And remember, Tom hates everything. So if I
Yep.
like
Tom hates
this,
everything. So if he's
it
saying it's good,
must
it's
be
good.
good.
Before I hop off, I do this thing where I got inspired from another podcaster. He's like give like a give thanks to something, like name top three things that you're like grateful and thankful for.
Um, the life that I live. For those that don't know, I don't know how much we talked about it. I'm a comic book writer, so I've been doing that now for will be 16 years this year. So last year was really rough because my mom passed in April, and I just had
Wow.
to, it was the 15-year anniversary of my company, and we had all these plans to do all these big things, and then that happened, and everything just sort of collapsed. So I always talk about how lucky I am to have fans slash friends, because I've met a lot of them and we've become friends, but fans that sort of understand the problems, the trials that I've had over the last, handful of years trying to reset everything that I do through, because we used to go through Diamond and comic book stores, and we pulled ourselves out and just do
Mm,
crowdfunding now. And that's really, really difficult thing.
yes, it
And I
is.
have
It
been
is.
less than perfect at it, but all of our fans have continued to support me and be like, we get it. We're here. Tell us when the next thing is, so that's always great. Everybody was very understanding where I was like, look, I'm not doing live shows this year, at least for the foreseeable future. I'm not in the mindset. It was months and months of time before I could even start writing again, to kind of
Oh,
get
wow.
myself, back in a creative mode. And that slowed a lot of things down. And but the large result from the fan base, my followers, has just been just take care of yourself, and whenever you're coming back, you tell us, and we'll be here to sort of pick up the ball and run with it again. So that's what I really have all my thanks for, because this is what I do. Is comics is what I do. Storytelling and comics this is my job, and the fact that they have supported me now for 16 years and have supported me through all of the sort of starts and stops and problems, like that's, I can't ask for anything more than that. So my goal this year, which kind of started last year because I got back into the groove of writing, my goal this year is to sort of live up to the expectation now. Like, okay, Tom, it's time to do these books. It's time to get this stuff out on time. It's time to, do this, do this, do this, do this. So the goal for 2026 is to come out on the other end, where I expect myself to be, where the fans expect me to be for them, and then charge forward into 2027.
I'm thankful for storytelling as well because I'm like I do this full time as well, and I've been an entrepreneur since I was 18 years old, and now I'm 26. And I would say it's not an easy process. It's scary as hell, but if you have the determination and the mindset to do it, I would encourage you who wants to pursue it to one study and research first, first, and just do what you love from your heart and have fun with it, especially wanting to storytell and get into the comic industry. And like our comic industry, I mean, our industry is it's crazy hectic every single day, from writing to production to marketing to everything.
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm grateful for storytelling. I'm grateful to be alive and I'm breathing well. I'm healthy, and I'm thankful for you coming on blabbling about movies. Man,
This
because
was great, man.
I was
This
like,
was great.
I've always wanted to pick your brain and see how you process everything. And turns out we actually process kind of similarly a bit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's
And
actually really refreshing to actually talk to somebody else and not just myself in the mirror about a
well, I think
movie.
we come at it from that writer sense, the creation
Yeah.
sense, and so we're gonna kind of land in on similar footing. But You know, for me, movies has been a part of my creative journey, and I use them to translate that into my comics. So,
Same,
you
same.
know, that's so I will always be a movie person, whether it's watching old stuff or watching new stuff in the
Oh
theaters. I'll
yeah.
always be a
Oh
movie
yeah.
person.
Oh yeah. Same here. Same here. I also want to go ahead and plug in. You have a Kickstarter pre-launch for Oz. Sorry, what's the title of it again?
Legend of Oz: The Wicked West.
Legend of
We'll be
Oz
we'll
Wicked
be
West is on
launching
Kickstarter pre-launch.
January 28th. It goes live.
Launching
So
January
10 days.
28th.
Well, 10 days from when we're recording this. When it actually launches, I don't know. But when this is live, I don't know. So it's January 28th. It'll be Wednesday night, January 28th. We're gonna. Okay, so yeah, there you go. We'll be launching it that night, and yeah, we'll be doing. We always do a live show, a live like launch thing where we kind of hang out and chat and do stuff. So
Yeah,
if you follow Facebook, I'm on Facebook like all the time. That's where we do basically everything.
pretty
But
much.
if you have Instagram or TikTok or whatever, we're there too. So
So yeah, and the pre-launch is in the description of this
oh
video.
great,
While you're watching this episode as an event and have fun about movies. And you can follow also Big Dog Inc. website is also in the link in description. As this video when this video is up. Also, if when you watch this video, like and subscribe and leave a comment and tell us what's your favorite movie. And if you want us to talk about it, if when Tom's available, we can come back and talk about it. So
be
yeah,
careful what you wish for.
that part. Be careful because if you watch it and we don't like it, well, we're not sorry. But this, oh, and you can find me on YouTube at Kevysie, Spotify Kevysie Fate Podcast for this podcast. Facebook, I am Kevin Davis CEO, and Instagram, I am Kevin Davis Official. And Big Dog Tom Hutchison, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Yeah, man, appreciate it.
Man, dude, this was so much fun talking about movies and just having. I'm gonna do more of this because this is so much fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we actually see you guys next time on Kevysie Fate, and we'll see you guys around. So.